All right, guys. Well, we are now live. Okay, wait a minute here. My clock just turned 7, and we've been live for an hour or for 2 minutes already. What a joke! Hey, Troy, Greg, you guys want to join in? I just put the link up. I did try to get my friend Donna to come join us this time, as I did before, and unfortunately, I mean, unfortunately for us, unfortunately for me, but good for her is that this weekend is actually their anniversary. So they're out of town. Enjoying their anniversary. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna let you guys have this one. Guys, jump in the green room, man. Um, I have been busy. It's just today I'm busy. Okay, we got Greg joining us now. We're gonna add him to the stage. Oh, you can't do it that way. You gotta do it this way. Okay, there he is. Oh, look at him. He looks all grumpy tonight.
What's been up? What have you been up to?
I have been busy. I had to go out and play with my chickens today.
Oh,
They they go through a lot of feed. They had to put 200 pounds worth of feed into their feed buckets today, and then collect the eggs. Oh my God, I've been getting about 18 eggs every 4 or 5 days.
wow.
I
There's a
keep
lot.
yeah, I keep giving them away because I went out and bought a bunch of eggs because I got a lot of bacon to do, and I needed to make sure I had them available. So
Right.
I have like 4.5 dozen eggs in my refrigerator. Well, I did have, and I was like, yeah, I don't need any more of their eggs. So I gave my mom like a dozen and a half. I just gave my neighbor a dozen half today. I gave somebody else a dozen and a half here a couple days before that. It's just like, man, we're getting an awful lot of eggs. I'm actually getting ready to take some over to the neighbor next time I go out and check them.
Wow.
But I had to put 200 pounds worth of feed into the time today, so they better start giving me some eggs. You know, I better find a
Yeah.
market for them, but they got to get bigger. They've, so far, the green ones have been like really, really little eggs, really little. But today I got one that was like an extra large green egg. I don't,
Wow.
I don't know if it's from the same chicken or if a different chicken just automatically started laying. I know I've got one that's been laying brown eggs, and the brown egg one, those eggs keep getting every time I collect them, they get a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. So I'm like, okay, well, when they get to be the full size of an egg, then I can probably start selling them. But the green ones have always remained small until they got that one today. So I don't know. That one blew me away. I was looking at it in the egg carton going, I can barely get the cover stuck.
Right.
Hey Troy, you coming in to join us tonight? Yeah, with all that bacon and stuff they got going on, October 9th, the day before my birthday, I volunteered my time. Okay, you got Troy coming on. I uh, I volunteered because a friend of mine, Drew Domininsky, who
What's
passed
up?
away, this tattoo right here was given to me as an 18th birthday party present from a
Yeah.
friend of mine,
Wow.
Matt. And Drew Domininsky was the one that did that tattoo. And I've kept in touch with the guy for many, many years since. You know, I mean, I'll be 61 October 10th. Ducks on the camera. So when I found out he passed away and they're going to have this life celebration thing going on for him, I was like, well, hey, I can bring zucchini bread. I can bring some carrot cake, you know. And
Yeah.
Lori, a friend of mine, that's actually putting it all together, doing all the cooking. She says, well, you don't work. You got lots of free time. Why don't you come over here and meet with me, and you can help me do cabbage rolls? I've never made cabbage rolls, so I'm like, okay, I can do that.
Oh, cabbage rolls are
Well,
great.
I'm gonna already have all the carrot cake already baked. I'm gonna have all of the zucchini bread already baked, Actually, the zucchini bread is already baked now. I'm just gonna put it in plastic bags, set it in the freezer for the week, and then take it back out, let it thaw out. It'll be fine. But I'm like, why not? You know,
Yeah.
I
Keeps
like,
you out of trouble.
well, it's worth some free beer chips if nothing else because it's a bar.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I was down at the hardware store the other day, and as I was getting some caulking and stuff like that, which is run by a bunch of Quakers. Well, actually, I don't know if they're Quaker or Amish. I don't know what they were. I know they go by my house 3 times a day on horse and buggies. But,
Okay, they're Amish.
Yeah. But they had loaves of banana bread, zucchini bread, and I walked out of there. I spent more on bread than I did on the caulking and everything else I got from there. But that stuff's good, though.
So my girlfriend said to me today, I went out there in the kitchen. I got the whole kitchen working. She says, "What are you doing?" I says, "Well, I'm making bread." She says, "Well, the freaking store's a half mile down the road." Yeah, I can't buy this bread at the store. Pineapple zucchini. The ones I did today, I did 6 loaves of pineapple zucchini bread. You're not going to go to the local store and buy that.
That would be really good. I've never thought about that.
It's awesome. It's awesome. I actually, I didn't use real pineapple when I did it. I have a recipe for making pineapple zucchini where you cut the zucchini into chunks and you put it into 100% pure pineapple juice, no sugar added,
Really?
and then you can it and you let it set for like 6 months or whatever. It doesn't taste, it doesn't have the same texture as a pineapple would have, but when you do is like a crushed pineapple and zucchini bread, the pineapple actually breaks down in the bread, so it doesn't have the texture anyway.
Right.
But the flavor was really, really close, and I said, I'm playing with it. I'm gonna run with this one.
Yeah. That makes total sense, really. Yeah. I'll have to try that.
When I first heard about doing it, it was because I was looking for recipes to use zucchini for.
Yeah.
I walked into an abundance of zucchini, cheap, and I was like, all right, what else can I use it for? The real big ones I like to take, cut in half, and stuff. You know, I actually just took a big one today and cut it in quarters and ground it because I needed more zucchini for bread.
Well, one of my favorite things is zucchini and squash casserole. I love making that, and it freezes well too. So,
right. I actually have some squash. I have an acorn squash.
You guys could have all the squash you want.
I've never cooked acorn squash, but my thinking is I'm going to cut it in half, put some butter in it, fill it with brown sugar or put a lot of brown sugar in it, maybe a little bit of real maple syrup, and then just put it in the oven and bake it until it's soft and tender.
Yeah. See, the only type I like is the yellow crooked necks.
Oh, I like yellow, especially if you slice it and fry it.
Yep. Which, David, I need to talk to you to see if you got any seeds for next year.
I do.
And I will be hitting you up.
I think I have yellow straight neck, not yellow cooked neck, but it's the same squash.
Yeah.
And I've got the black zucchini, which is it's always green anyway.
Right.
And I've also got golden zucchini, which is a really, really sweet zucchini.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be making a list and sending it to you, brother.
Brutal Bob, how are you doing?
Hey, Brutal Bob.
Welcome in.
Hey, Brutal Bob. Troy, make me that list.
Oh.
Send it to me by text. You got
Okay.
my number? And include your address, so I'll mail it to you. Gotta go to you free of charge. We're brothers.
Well, Bob, did she like that little 22? No, Brenda came down here and visited for I don't know 5 or 6 days, and
I have to
Brenda
admit-
is Freedom Redbird.
Okay. Okay. Oh, she was at your house.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to admit, I'm a darn good shot. But my girlfriend, Leah, she has never shot a gun in her life until we got together. I
Yeah.
put my 22 in her hands and I said, that's the target down there. Just try to hit the target. She hit the bullseye. And then I went up and I bought a 20 gauge. And my landlord at the time, he was like a big hunter guy and all that stuff. He could not hit a 9-inch paper plate with it
Yeah.
at about 30 yards. And I laughed about it. Other than it cost me $1 a shot, I laughed about it. I was like, dude, you're supposed to be the big bad hunter. I can hit the paper plate.
Yeah.
So I got Leah down there with me at the garage, and I was like, Leah, it has a little bit of kickback. Hold it tight to your shoulder. There's the target. She pulled up on it and she blew the plate apart.
Yeah.
And I was like, Roger, you want to put deer in the freezer, you need to get her handling your guns.
Yeah.
Never shot before, and it was with the 22, dead on. With the 20 gauge, she was dead on. I was like, man, I want to get a pistol and put that in her hands and see how good she does with that.
Well, you know, a lot of women are there. They have difficulties with bigger calipers and due to their size, with being able to pull slide back and everything.
Right?
So
I don't think they go anything big, like a 25 caliber, maybe pistol.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I told like a 357 in her hand.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I don't want her to break her nose.
The bigger they are, the more I like them. Which
Yeah, that's the way
y'all know what I carry.
I grew up with a 357 with a 38 stub nose. So
Yeah.
for me, it was like I shot it with a long barrel and I shot it with a snub nose, and I liked it either way. It didn't matter to me. That was my toy of like, but it was illegal. My brother brought it in from New Jersey because he was a cop, and I was able to play with it here because it was his. And then when he went back to New Jersey, he got rid of it because he knew he was getting out of the military and coming back to New York, and he was like, yeah, I don't want to take that back to New York unless they got a pistol permit. And
Yep.
when he went to see what it would take to get a pistol permit, he was like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Well, I was a straight 45 guy. Being in the military, that's what we had at first before they decided to switch over.
Yep, I carried a 9.
Yeah. Then I came in, and then cousin of mine, who was the commander of the drug task force for the state police in Martinsburg, West Virginia, he brought his in, and his 10 millimeter in, and I fell in love with that. So that's my go-to.
I like the 9 millimeters. I haven't shot a 10 yet,
Yeah.
but I like the 9. 9s are real accurate.
They are.
They have to be maintained.
It does, and it depends on what you got. Because when the military switched to 9 millimeters, that was the worst weapon that the military had. You had to carry spare parts in a plastic bag in your pocket.
Nope.
You drop a clip out, the spring comes out the bottom. So.
I got the 9 millimeter Beretta given to me in the military.
The Beretta was the one that I'm talking about. I did not like that.
They had another one too. It was a Ruger 9 millimeter.
Yeah.
And
My father-in-law just bought one of those.
Yeah.
the military wouldn't accept the Ruger brand. I don't know what there was about it, but they just said no, we're not going to let you use the Ruger brand.
Yeah.
You can carry a Beretta, you can carry a Glock, but you can't carry a Ruger. And I was like, I don't know why you did that, because Ruger is actually a really good brand, as far as I'm concerned, anyway.
They are. But Bob is right. I mean, 10 is going to be my EDC. But now it's just a 380, which I actually prefer the 380 over a 9mm. A lot of people say, "Oh, you're crazy," but it's a slower bullet with more knockdown than a 9 at close range. So that's why I go with that. But well, maybe we're not allowed to talk about that on here. I don't know.
Yeah, we
Oh,
are.
you're.
Yeah.
We are. We're just not allowed to show pictures of us putting it together or taking it apart.
So,
Other than that, we can talk about it all day long. They can't do nothing about it.
yeah.
And
But
actually, after everything,
Come on, Dave's channel's not made for kids.
That is
No.
correct. On so many levels.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, hey, I'm sitting here drinking a beer. That should tell you it's not made for kids to begin with.
Yeah.
But
I got one.
speaking of this,
Well,
true-
and y'all know what is sitting in the chair in the background back there.
Mine's
Yep.
coffee.
Yeah.
Troy, keep an eye on my channel. I've got a song coming out probably tomorrow
Okay.
that I just did. I think you're gonna hear it. And you're gonna resonate with it.
Oh, I'm
You
sure.
were
Which
you
I
were
need.
actually in my head when I came up with it, but I actually did it for somebody else,
Yeah.
and it didn't work for them. But I think it'll resonate with you. And if you
Well-
want to use it, download it. You're free, or I'll send it to you.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you about because my next, I put out one video, and I'm getting ready to put out another video of building the diorama.
Okay.
But I'm needing something to go for background music. And
The one that I just did won't be for that.
Yeah, but I was
You
going
can
to
do
talk.
it.
Yeah, I was going to talk to you about that,
Okay.
about doing one for that, because it's all friends, YouTube friends. I'm still working on y'all's two figure, which I'm looking at about $35 to $40 to make one figure that's 3 inches tall. So
Well,
Don't mind me. I'm going to take some notes down because I got some ideas in my head right now.
yeah.
oh, that's all right.
And this one right underneath the Butterfly Acres that I did for Mary and them guys. Same page, same everything.
Oh, yeah.
Did you? I seen that. I heard that one.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was really good. I didn't know that you did it.
Yeah, I actually like the one that I gave to Gary Hughes
Yeah.
over the Chunks of Gems.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one yet.
Oh, it's on every video lately. It's
Well,
about
I haven't been able to catch his.
it's about how he's always doing everything to help everybody else.
Yeah.
He hasn't got a pot to piss in, so he can't do anything for himself.
Yeah.
So
Right before you came on, I got a notification that Mary and Miley just put a video out, but I haven't been able to check it out yet.
Yeah, Unexpected Guests, I think, was the title.
all right, let me just finish making my notes here. I'll put something together for you, Troy. I might even send it out to you tomorrow.
Okay. Well, even if you want, I do have your number,
Right?
and I think you got mine, so you can text. We can text back and forth and bounce some ideas or whatever you want to. However y'all do that.
Right?
So, guys, answer this. So, when is the actual meetup? I haven't had a chance to do anything. I watch YouTube on my phone, and
I had it written down, but I think that I wrote the wrong dates down. So I need to get a hold of Johnny
yeah,
Gillum and get in touch with him, which I need to call him anyway tonight to let him know that he's going to have a package of some pew parts for something that he has, and it'll be there Tuesday. So
you guys are talking about pews. Here's I got a free storage unit because nobody bid on it.
mm-hmm.
2 Thursdays ago, and out in Elmira, New York.
Okay.
Dave, you know where it is. Out by the Elmira Correction Facility.
Yeah.
And so my buddy and I, we hook up a trailer. We go up there and pick it up. As we're going through it, there's a duffel bag, probably about, I'd say 15 to 20 inches high. Regular backpack duffel bag.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, this thing is heavy. And I'm like, it had to weigh at least 200 pounds.
Yeah.
So I quickly unzipped it, looked inside, zipped it back up, and put it directly in my van. It was all ammo for
Really?
shotguns, 9mm. I mean, all kinds of ammo. And Dave, you know they don't want you to have more than 2 boxes in New York.
Really?
But,
I only
Yeah.
have 2 boxes. I really do. I only have 2 boxes.
Yeah.
Their military ammo boxes are about that long,
yeah.
about that high, and about that wide of one caliber. And then I have about 2 more of another caliber, but that's okay. I only have 2 boxes of each.
Yeah, so
Greg, you need to call me about that one.
I ended up letting my father-in-law, because he's got a 357,
Yeah.
and he's got the Ruger, the Glock Ruger, I think, or Ruger Glock, whatever. He's got rifles and shotguns. So I said to him, "You have first dibs. You go through it. What you don't want, I have other people wanting it."
Yeah.
And he took a lot of it. He took a lot of the, I mean, there was 22s, rifle slugs, what was it, 243s or something like that. And so he took a bunch, and then a guy that we set up a yard sale that morning, and a guy that comes all the time and buys a lot of stuff from me, and I know him.
Yeah.
I said, if it was anybody else and I don't know you, I'm not selling you anything.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't put them out there in the sale. They were in that bag, and he
Right.
asked me, what's in the bag? And I told him ammo. So he hung around for a good hour. My father-in-law went through it. He bought some from me, and then I ended up giving them away to a friend, the rest of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was a lot of shotgun shells and stuff in there, rifle shells or rifle bullets, and because I know these guys, I know they're not going to do nothing stupid,
Right.
you know, and where it comes back on me. Anybody else? I mean, you guys, I would, but anybody else, I would never give it to them.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest with you. When I bought my 223, it came with tracer rounds. And I was like, I am not firing tracer rounds out of any gun on my property. I'm sorry. That ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
That sends a lead point right back to where I'm sitting.
That
So-
and those are probably illegal where y'all are at.
Yeah, they are. So I reached out and I bought full metal jacket 223 rounds, just one box, 1,000 rounds, one box.
Yeah.
And then the same company I bought them from came back in and said, if you're interested in it, we got the same caliber, same everything, except for these are brand new brass rounds, and we'll give them to you at a discounted price because you already bought from us. And I says, yeah, send me a box of those. So I've only got 2 boxes of ammo for that gun. It's 2,000 rounds, but
Right.
boxes.
It's just 2 boxes.
yeah, it's just 2 boxes. The funny part is that it was sent to me through FedEx. And
Yeah.
with FedEx, anything over X dollar value has to be signed for by somebody 18 or older.
Yep.
They left them boxes on my porch, and they were plainly marked on the outside of the box what was inside the box. No signature, no nothing. They just set them on the porch today, have a good day, and drove away.
Yeah.
I came home going, holy shit, I'm glad you're still there.
They probably figured you live out in the boondocks. They're not going to worry too much about anybody coming up on your porch, knowing what you're getting in the, as a package.
They're probably reading the package going, probably ain't nobody going to go up on that porch anyway.
Yeah.
I tell you what, went the second to the last tour. I was in Iraq, and and supposedly they're supposed to do the same thing. If somebody sends you a care package or something, it's supposed to be written on the side of what's in there.
Yep.
And this one kid got a package on the side of it, it had only written Oxycontin, Cotton, and Jack Daniels.
Really?
And he got it. Guess what was in it?
Oxycontin and Jack Daniels.
Oxycontin and Jack Daniels.
Wow.
Hmm.
How did he? Well, I guess going to a military base or whatever, things get pushed more. I don't know.
Well, no. See, that was the thing about it. It being military, we had a girl that actually tried to send for Thanksgiving, tried to send her husband a country ham
Really?
that season. And that got shot down right off because country ham, anything pork is illegal in Iraq.
Yeah, because it's sacred to them, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I have a couple of people that I'm acquaintance with.
Yeah.
That's from Iraq.
Yeah.
And that's what they had said. They won't even eat pork here.
They can't touch it.
I'd be shipping them packages of bacon for Christmas.
We had, I think it's bad. It's a truly bad thing. We had people sending bacon jerky and stuff over to the guys and stuff like that.
Right.
And the guys up on top of the vehicles as we're driving through the towns and stuff, they're throwing it out to the kids. And before we get out of sight, they're sitting there opening it up and eating it and everything.
Not knowing what's in it because they can't read English.
Yeah.
Hey, so we'll give them a CDL.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
What was that?
I said, so they can't read English, so we'll give them a CDL.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I can't. I'll be honest with you. That one guy that killed that family of three by doing the illegal U-turn. Did you know he was already charged for destroying a total bridge in Arkansas?
No, I did not know that.
I heard something about that.
Same guy. The bridge had like I think it was a 13-ton limit on it. And he drove across with a tractor trailer fully loaded and destroyed the whole freaking bridge.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that was like 2 months before he did the Florida turnaround.
Yeah.
It was
Bob,
really,
I'm wanting to do that, Bob. I'm going to start getting into that.
Hey, Troy.
Yeah.
In that bag of ammo, there was the stuff to make do your own.
Really?
Yeah. My buddy ended up with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which I have friends that do it, which is where a lot of mine comes from. But I want to get the tools and stuff to do it myself.
I have the advantage.
My dad, when he was alive, he worked over at the Radford Army Ammunition Plant, and that was his job. He started out making nitroglycerin, and then he went to the assembly line for stuff, and then he went to quality control and stuff before he passed. So,
Isn't that funny? They use stuff to make ammo that they give you for a heart attack.
yeah.
I actually have the advantage because when I bought my 223, I bought it off of my armory person from the Army.
Yep.
So if I shoot any rounds off and I save the brass or I save the steel casings, he can reload it for me really cheap. And he's got a professional reloading system.
Or supposedly, I'm not saying you can do this, and I'm not saying they do this. If you got a friend or know somebody in the National Guard, and maybe when they go in for their annual training, and if they have empty brass or something like that, I'm not saying that it's possible, That
Well, they're not
They-
supposed to
they-
remove the brass.
they
But once-
they
once
weigh
it's
the
on
once,
range, it
once,
stays that
once
way.
used, they weigh the brass to show that they used the ammo.
Hey, Brutal Bob, you build ARs.
I do too.
I want a 5.56 to shoot my 223s out of.
What?
My breech barrel takes too long to load.
Yeah. Right there's one. I would show it, but I guess we can't even show things like that.
I have a 22 that's actually totally illegal in New York because it looks like an AR. It's got the forward grip, it's got the pistol grip, it's got the long what they call high capacity magazines.
But you know something? If you go into a cop's home, they've got them.
Yeah.
So why is that fair for them to have them and we can't have them?
Oh, because they're law enforcement.
Loopholes.
What do you need an AR for? Who are you going to shoot? You know?
Oh, but they use it for training for their service weapon. So
Yep.
Oh, come on. Yeah,
they're saving taxpayers money by using theirs to practice with,
Hey,
rather
Yeah.
than
Troy, did you see any of those memes going around on Facebook recently where they were saying that Trump was going to be giving military ammo out to people because they had too much?
that's partly true.
Well, they were going to take it away from the IRS because they didn't believe the IRS needed to be armed. And then there was some other government agency that had ammo, a lot of ammo. And they said, no, they don't need to be, EPA, I think it was, they don't need to be armed. So we're going to take all the ammo away from them and just start giving it out to American citizens. I was like, yeah, I don't see that happening. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think so either.
It's not going to. They're not just going to give it out. I mean,
Yeah.
they
And
do
you
have
have-
an overstock, and like here at the, they make all the ammo for the military and stuff. But once the way they control and keep producing the amount of ammo, once the military has their quota, then they sell it to civilians.
Yeah.
That way they can get rid of it and keep the
Well, they
process
have, to
going.
keep, they have to keep the supply fresh.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys ever watch that movie called Hang Fire?
No.
Well, the only reason why I mentioned it is Hang Fire is when you pull the trigger, but it doesn't automatically shoot.
Yeah.
So Hang Fire is it's going to shoot. You just don't know how long it's going to be before it does shoot, but it's going to shoot.
It's going to be a
sometime.
cook-off.
Yeah. Well, they call it Hang Fire. I watched the movie today called Hang Fire, and I laughed about it because it was based on that thought where they lit a big long fuse and it burned all the way up to the pile of the dynamite. The fuse went out, and then when nobody was expecting it, the dynamite went off.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, well, that'd be a Hang Fire, you know.
Yeah.
But it's a good movie. It's an old one. It's got Lou Ferrigno in it, so it's a very old one. I don't know what year. I'm gonna guess probably.
Bob, my next one is going to be a 15. So
I want a 5.56. I want a NATO round because my 223s will go through a 5.56 with no issue. And
Right, yeah.
Also, if we do go to war with somebody, they can bring me their ammo.
that's why majority of mine are 5.56 for that reason.
Well, it just makes sense. My 223 and a 5.56 are almost exactly the same. You can shoot a 223 out of a 5.56 all day long, but you cannot shoot a 5.56 out of a 223, especially because once you pull the trigger, you'll never get that shell out of the gun.
Right.
It's just that little bit of difference.
Yeah.
If you put two bullets side by side, they look at that.
Yep. It's in the necking of the 223. I think. I might be wrong, but I think it's in the necking.
It's the brass.
Yes.
Something about a 223 when it shoots a projectile out of it.
Yeah. And
It
which
doesn't-
they came out with a new caliber, I guess you'd call it, and it shoots it does both of them too. But I can't remember off my head what that is.
Bob, I'd like to have an M16A1.
I hated an A1. Well, I just hate the M16 altogether.
I liked it. It was just a pain in the butt because you had to always constantly keep breaking it down, cleaning it, and putting it back together.
Right.
You
And
probably
there's-
do like 25, 30 rounds out of it, and you'd have to clean your gun.
And there's a big difference between the M16 and the 14.
Right? I was talking to somebody the other day that was talking about the saw, and I was like, "Oh, if you haven't never shot the saw, you don't know what you're missing. You
Yeah.
don't know what you're missing. Oh my God!"
I love that one. I had one mounted on the bow of my the small boat that I had in when I was in the Navy.
Right?
And,
Well, I told him, I said, the saw was not made to be an accurate weapon. The saw was made for cover fire.
mhm.
Because once you pull that trigger, you could be pointing at a target, but once you pull that trigger, you are done as far as keeping it aimed at that one point. Because that thing will kick you all over crap. But boy, there isn't anybody going to step up and take a shot at you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a big debate on it. Oh, I think this guy has a saw. Yeah, well, okay, that's great. That
Yeah.
just means until he runs out of bullets, you don't stand up.
Yeah. Bob, you need to get a hold of get my information off of Brenda and then give me a holler.
I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
Yep.
So Troy, what's new?
Oh, well, it's been a kind of a rough last couple of weeks dealing
Yeah.
with doctors and everything. I've got my potassium and magnesium levels back within 1 point of where they should be. My liver is actually starting to heal, but
Good.
their doctors they're freaking out because in the last month my ammonia level has doubled from last month to 98. And my nurse called me yesterday to let me know that the doctor she'll be calling me tomorrow or Monday rather, and they want to get that under control before it starts eating my brain.
Right. Bob, Dave can send you that link. I don't have it. Well, good. Well, I'm not driving no more.
Bob, do you want to come
Yeah.
on? Because if you do, at the top right now of the chat, there is a post with a star on it that gives you the link to this live stream right now if you want to drop into the live stream. Love to have you
Yeah, I
join if
don't,
you'd like to.
Troy, I don't drive truck no more.
Yeah, I know. You was kind of hating for that
Yeah.
outcome, but things happen for a reason,
Yep, they
and that's
my
why
back.
that's the way I'm looking at things now.
Yep.
All right, Bruno Bob, there you go.
I've done a lot of major life changes within the last few months, and so
All right, you guys ready for another person to join us?
sure.
All right, there we go. We have Bob with us.
Hey, Bob.
Hi guys.
Bob, I know who you are now.
Yes, you do.
But I've seen your name a couple times.
All right, I got a few minutes and I got to run. I tweaked my back the other day and I'm just in an immense amount of pain. And anyways, you guys are talking about chamber differences. First off, I own my own ammunition company from 85 to 99. We supplied over 5,000 police departments with training and or duty ammo.
Yeah.
Your AR-15 chamber is made for a 5.56, which is actually a 223, but the 223 is the commercial version of the 5.56. And the chamber for a 223 is just a couple 100,000 smaller here or there. Now that might not seem like a lot to you guys, but when you're dealing with 50,000 PSI, a couple 100,000ths or a tenth of a thousandth or whatever makes a great difference in pressure spikes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're very true. You can shoot the commercial 223 in a 5.56 chamber, which are made a little bit bigger so that when you're in combat and you got build up in there or you got mud or whatever, the cartridge will still, extract. So you can shoot the 223 in the 5.56, but not conversely. And it will go in, it will shoot, but
that's about it.
In my case, it'll go in.
you could have some bad results from that. Okay.
With my case, mine's a breech barrel, so it's a single shot. And if I put a 5.56 in it and I pulled the trigger, I would not be able to get that round back out. To get the shell casing back out, I'd have to ram it out the back.
So you have a 223 chamber then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Troy, she shot her. She was here for 5 weeks, plus a week that she was on her cruise to Alaska.
Yeah.
So I got her out.
You was on her live one night, I think.
That was one of the first times I've ever shown my face because I spent 8.5 years in a DEA task force, and as late as 2.5 years ago, a guy almost attacked me in the parking lot of a hospital. He came at me with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
I had put his brother in prison for 40 years.
Yeah.
So when you're sitting in court and you're looking over at the table with the defendant, that face is burned into your brain, and I can remember every one of them. But all of the family, you don't know.
Right.
And I've run into that 4 or 5 times. In fact, my wife in Michigan, when you get a CPL permit, there's a little box on there that if you're a police officer, they check it, allows us to carry our firearm in churches and sports stadiums and everything else where the normal person can't. My wife was granted that X because of me.
Right.
So I got a wife that's 77 years old that shoots her 6.42 Smith & Wesson better than most cops that I worked with. And, I'm dead serious. David, I'm going to tell you what, I was our firearms training officer for 18 years, and I've taught women pretty much exclusive firearms on the side for CPL classes. Women are far better students, are far better shots, they're far better, period. And the guys, they just run around thumping their chest and swinging their dick and saying how great they are. And when it comes down to shooting, they don't do squat. And the new training in my day, when I went through the academy in 80, we fired 2 rounds, looked for a second, fired 2 rounds, looked for a second, and then the guy was probably down.
Right.
Nowadays, they pull out these damn things with 16-round magazines and +2 on the bottom of it and 1 in the pipe, and they shoot the whole damn thing, and they hit the guy 5 times, and where'd all the rest of those bullets go?
Everywhere else.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I've seen many times, Bob, where they shot the whole 16 rounds and they didn't hit anything. Nothing ever.
Well, there was a thing not too long ago. It was last year that came out. Cops, guy was running from the cops, and they ran him off the road, and it was a big shootout. and the cops fired there were like 6 cops there, and I forget how many rounds they put out, all of them, and the guy got hit 3 times.
Yeah, it was over 70.
Yeah,
I seen
there's
that.
there was a famous case many years ago, and this long-term COVID has erased some of it, but there was 2 police officers and a perp who was handcuffed in a elevator at the courthouse. And the perp, somebody had put a gun behind the handrail in the elevator, and he pulled it out and commenced to shooting, and so did the 2 cops. And I think they fired something like 22 rounds in the elevator, and one person was hit by a ricochet.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it
Now,
wasn't work.
if those cops were at my department, they would not be on the road because they can't shoot.
Yeah.
And I unfortunately, because I was in the drug unit at a very high level, I was involved in a number of OIS situations. And I can tell you that out of 9 on-duty situations, 13 people went down, and I never fired more than 17 shots total for all of that.
Wow.
I actually, right down the road from where I live now, we have a place called Kiwanis Land. And it used to be like just a big get-together area with a big pavilion and stuff. But vandals got in there and they burnt the pavilion down and destroyed the area. It used to be really good to go camping for free or whatever.
Yeah.
And they did the helmet law protest there every year. So after the pavilion got burnt down, they let the sheriff's department take that over as a firing range area. And I had the privilege of being the guy that took care of the land over there, mowing it and whatnot for them. And I was there one day, and they were doing the sheriff's range. And I started laughing because these guys were not hitting anywhere near the targets. And I walked up to one of them, he was a good friend of mine, Tink Bennett. I walked up, there was a tank. Put 3 rounds in the gun and let me see it. I'll show you exactly what you guys are doing wrong. He's like, 3 rounds, and I was like, yeah, you guys are like unloading the whole magazine and not hitting the target. Put
Right.
3
Yeah.
Put 3 in here. Let me show you what you're doing wrong. I says, all right, guy to the right of me. You see where your target is? And he's like, yeah. I says, this is how you hit it. And I shot it. I says, the guy beside me, I says, this is your target. And he's like, yeah, okay. I shot.
Uh-oh.
He froze.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Dave's camera's acting up again.
He scared the camera.
Oh, there he is.
I told him, I says, you can't, but I think I can. So I pulled up on it. I shot it. I hit all 3 targets with the 3 shells that they gave me. I said, now, you know what you guys' problem is your stance. And they're like, what? I says, you're watching what he's doing over here when you're supposed to be shooting in front of you. And then he's shooting over here and you're looking to see what he's doing over there, but you're not looking in front of you. So what you need to do is like concentrate on what you're shooting at. But your stance is totally freaking wrong. They were all like standing straight-legged and holding it out like this. I said, no, man, tuck a leg back, give yourself some body strength. And they're like, well, that ain't got nothing to do with it. All right, you guys can argue it all day long if you want, but I hit all 3 targets and ain't none of you hit it yet. So,
Well, the police department 80, but shortly thereafter, I went to gun sight and Colonel Cooper set me right.
Yeah.
I use a modified Weaver stance for my shooting, as does my wife. And I'm working on Brenda with that too, Troy.
Yeah.
To get her into that. Michigan, we have some big training budgets. So back in the 80s, I went to the top shooting schools in the country. I went to Chapman Academy and Gun Sight twice, and Masada Yube's Lethal Force Institute. So, plus I was shooting competitively back then. In fact, I won the service revolver championship at the Bianchi Cup. I think it was 85 or 86. I don't remember. I'd have to look at the trophy, but I shoot a lot. My wife and I had slowed down we're probably between pistol, rifle, shotgun, and black powder shooting about 3,500 rounds a month between us.
Wow.
I wish I could afford to do that.
Well, the black rifle, for one, with a black rifle, it's not $1 a shot.
No, but
It's probably closer to 50 cents a shot. So that's one plus. Although the pistol round, it depends on what caliber you're running. That's probably still about $1 a shot.
Well, I load all our ammo. I cast all of our lead bullets. I cast all of the round balls that we use because we don't shoot the black powder with whatever you want to call them, sabots or sabots. We
Yeah.
use round ball and patch.
well, that's how I was raised on the old St. Louis Hawkins and stuff.
And that's exactly what my wife shoots is a Hawken. I can load her a box of 20, 30 rounds, and I can cast her 10 bullets, and that'll give her 30 deer because every deer she's ever taken has been one shot.
Yeah.
So she follows the thing we used in Vietnam when I was a scout sniper over there. Is one shot, one kill, and that's my wife.
Yeah. Well, I was a scout, but I messed up the day after we got back from Iraq. I was supposed to go to sniper school, but I took a barricade out going the wrong way, and that wiped out the school. Of course, I was Army, so I don't know if you were Marine.
That was Marine Corps.
Okay.
Marine Corps.
I worked with y'all, I worked with Force Recon when I was in the Navy on the ship when we was in Somalia. And
Okay.
which are still a lot of my good friends.
Yeah, I was a 0317. I went through in 69, 70. I was a 0317, which was a scout sniper. And then I needed an NMOS, which is a necessary MOS, which was a 0323, which was a force recon parachute training, because when I entered Vietnam with my spotter, we went in parachutes. We went in what was called a halo drop from 30,000 plus feet.
Yeah. Do
So-
they still have those?
Halo drops?
Well, I know they got the halo drops, but that MOS.
No, the 0317 Scout Sniper has been obliterated again by the powers that be.
Yeah.
And now I think it's 0325, like a squad rifleman, a sharpshooter or something. I don't know what it is. All I know is they're not shooting 2,500 yards like I was in Vietnam.
Yeah.
No, actually, I did their training, and it's only up to about 800 yards if you're lucky. And most of the guys couldn't get beyond 6.
Well, I had 7 confirmed in Vietnam at 2,500 plus.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's so much.
And my mentor over there was a guy you might have heard of. His name was Carlos Hathcock.
I was getting ready to say.
Yeah. Yeah. He was quite the guy. He'd been burned by that time and he was pretty beat up, but he helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Anyways, I gotta go get some medicine here. My back is just screaming. I got stabbed in 85 and I gotta have another surgery. It'll be my 6th surgery since it's happened and I'm just hurting like hell.
Well, Bob, it's good to meet you. But
Yeah, you too, Troy.
Get a hold of Brenda to get my information from her.
Brenda and I talk all the time. We in fact, she just sent me pictures of her dinner tonight.
Well,
I don't know.
I know where she's at, so they're definitely eating good.
Well, yeah, but you should have seen her when she was here. I got news for you, buddy. My wife hasn't had a margarita in 20 years. Okay. The 5 weeks Brenda was here, she had 12. And I took her out. I took my wife out to dinner the other day, and damned if she didn't order a drink then. So Brenda's corrupted my wife.
Well, she's good for that. I love her. She is my sister.
Well, she's my BFF. She's you know, and my wife has dementia, so one day she loved Brenda, the next minute she hated her. And, you know, Brenda dealt with that just wonderfully, and she's, you know, I don't know if you know it, Troy, she's having a meetup in May at my place in northern Michigan. I got a big chunk of property and a big home up there, so she's having all of her karaoke friends
Oh, I
come
didn't
up.
know that.
Yeah, we're looking at probably having, if everybody shows up, somewhere between 40 and 60 people.
Thanks.
So
I wish I was able to drive, or I would definitely be there to get a hold of her. Show up because I love her.
well, you ought to watch her show on Friday night and chime in a little bit. You know, you don't have to sing.
I do every now. I usually catch it at the very beginning, and then I'll jump back and forth during her live and say hey.
Well, she's been the one that people seem to think is the best place to go on Friday night. So she gets the best singers, and she started 10 o'clock Central Time last night, and I think she went to, I don't know, 3 or 4, some god awful time in the morning, but that's fine with me. I was hanging in most of it.
Yeah.
But
She's so
I've been
fun.
going to sleep a little bit earlier, so I've missed that one. So
she's going to be coming back your way next spring sometime, I think.
I hope so. I told her she needs to get back.
Well, I think she's going to move to Michigan. I told her I'd give her an acre of property off my land up there, and she could put a tiny house on it because that's what she wants. And
Yeah.
she's going to spend some time in Florida with a couple, 3 people that want her to come down for the winter to see how that works out, so she could stay up in Michigan in the
Yeah.
spring and summer and fall, and then head to Florida for the, you know, be a snowbird.
I think she told me she settled on Michigan.
Yeah, well, I think so. I think I know why.
Yeah.
I think it's more than land, but we'll see. I'm not going to say anything, but
Yeah.
she's a pretty special lady. But
Yeah.
you guys, I tune in a lot. I take a cancer medicine that makes it very hard for me to type, so I very seldom type,
Right.
which is why I asked for the link today. So a lot of times I'm out there listening and watching you guys, and I enjoy hearing you speak. So
Yeah.
y'all have a good night tonight. Take care, okay?
You too.
Bob, you
We'll see
too.
you.
Don't forget.
Thanks a
Bob,
lot, Dave. Thanks.
I always share the link. You're more than welcome to join us anytime.
All right. All righty.
Yep.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care, bud.
All right.
Well, that was cool.
Well, Melvin Donnie just came in. So, hey there.
Oh, really? Melvin Donnie, how you doing? I haven't even been watching chat. I've been watching Bob. He's a pretty interesting dude. I can't help it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the one thing that we find. Every time we add somebody else to the group or whatever, it's always, okay, we're not just adding a little bit of this, we're adding a whole lot of this too, or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
tonight's conversation kind of went, okay, we're talking about pew-pews, which
Yeah.
is not something we normally would ever do.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, look at it. I
But I
would have never met y'all if it wasn't for the YouTube family.
Yeah. Same. Yeah.
I met Greg through YouTube. I met you through YouTube. I don't know if I've met Melvin and Donnie, but I met Dave Morin from Come On Homesteading, Mike and Lisa, Drift and Dreamers 5, where we stayed last summer. I actually met them in 23. Actually,
Yeah.
Did you guys see what happened to Talon?
yes.
Oh man, that
Yeah.
I don't think so.
he fractured his collarbone.
No way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he slipped or something and
He
went.
fell down at
Shoulder
school
first.
on the mat, smashed his face. Smashed his face and his shoulder into the sidewalk.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
there was a really pretty blonde girl or something walking by there, and he was just paying attention to her and tripped over his own 2 feet. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his story, and he's sticking to it.
If it's not his story, I'm going to make him stick it to it anyway.
Well, it's like I knew who Mike and Lissa was, but I would have never got to know them if it wasn't for y'all two, which I'm grateful for.
Well, I think, and I told Mike this too, you know, because it was a big joke going around between all of us. We were supposed to be there to put that patio well shed together,
Uh-huh.
and we weren't. So then he brings over other people to put the patio well shed together. And I'm always
Amy and Chris.
Yeah.
Amy and Chris. I'm always messing with Mike, going, you know, we could have done that if Lissa hadn't kept driving off with all the screws.
Yeah. What? You know who they blame for everything, don't you?
What's
Why
that?
you know who they blamed for everything while they were putting it up? Anything went wrong?
Yeah, it was us.
It was us three.
Yep. We lost washers, we lost screws.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though they wasn't there, they were never at the table when we were putting everything together. It wasn't there.
Well, I look at it this way. We did the hard part by putting the screws in the little washers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not our fault they put it in a spot they didn't want it in. And then Lissa kept driving off with all the screws so we couldn't build it. You know, that part to me was funnier than crap. It's like, okay, Mike, okay, Jesus, we can't build the shed. Well, why can't we do it? Well, because we don't have the screws. Well, where's the screws? Your wife put them in the car. Well, where's my wife? Where's the car? In town. I don't know.
Yeah.
She went
You
to
getting the
pick up
kids.
Yeah, she went to get them from school.
Yeah.
I left.
Well, I have all the time in the world now, but I'm looking forward to.
Greg, did you give up driving?
Well, on August 12th, I went to they did the back injections in me, and the 2 test ones, and then the medicine one, it didn't work.
Really?
And so August 12th, I did the follow-up with the doctor, and she put me on gabapentin.
Okay.
And my job says, we don't know nothing about the medicine. We're not letting you drive. I said, okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So
that was one of the worst medications I was ever on.
gabapentin,
Yeah.
it does help.
I had a home nurse when I shattered my heel. I had a home nurse because I had the infection and stuff from being allergic to the titanium. And I told her what I was going through, and she says, well, tell your doctor to give you gabapentin. I was like, all right. Well, I told him, and he wouldn't do it. And I finally went there one day, and he wasn't even in the office. There was another doctor there. And they said, well, Dr. McCauley's not in the office right now. I said, well, what about this other one? And they said, yeah, she's in. Well, let me talk to her then. And I went in and I told her what the deal was. I says, I don't know what's up with McCauley, but he won't give me the gabapentin, which my nurse is telling me I need to deal with this, walking on fire with my foot. And she's like, it's not addictive or anything. I don't know what his problem is. And she wrote me the prescription. So I started taking it. And it wasn't even probably 3 days into it. My home nurse was back and she says, did you get the gabapentin? I says, yeah, but I'm not going to take it anymore. And she says, why not? I says, because every time I get up in the morning, I drink a cup of coffee, I get something to eat, I take the gabapentin, I'm back in bed.
Yeah.
It was putting me right back to sleep. I said, I don't want to live my life in bed.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's funny. She says the same thing happened to my father-in-law. It doesn't everybody that way, but it was like a sleeping pill for me.
Gabapentin was designed for seizures.
Seizures, and they gave it to me for neuropathy.
Yep.
Yeah. And
because it affects the nerve endings.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's why I was doing it, was because of my foot. It felt like I was walking on fire all the time.
Yeah.
But
the nerve endings were shot.
They told me to take it 3 times a day.
Yeah.
And she told me adjust it if you need to. Well, when I was taking it 3 times a day, I did find myself feeling a little loopy. So I cut the middle dose off. I take it in the morning and like I already took it, but before I go to bed. And but they wanted the doctor to write a thing, and she said, "No, I'm not gonna. It's not a controlled substance. It doesn't disqualify you from driving." And then hold on,
They changed it.
hold on, yeah. And my primary care doctor, he asked me how it was, and I told him, you know, they prescribed me that. He's like, "You can't drive at all." So, you know, I mean, I've been driving for almost 15 years now.
Right?
And so I said, "That's it. I'm done. I don't want to drive a truck anymore." And it's not fun anymore either. So
Yeah.
I said, "Okay, that's all I know. I mean, I can do other stuff. Don't let me fool you."
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So I applied for disability. So now I'm going through the court system and everything on that, because my career was driving truck.
Yeah.
And now my back doctor, I have to go in on Tuesday for an epidural of cortisone. I'm like, okay, I'm telling you guys, it's not gonna work. I had it in my knees and it didn't work with my knees. It's not gonna work in my back either.
every 90 days, I gotta go for a cortisone shot in my foot, and it only lasts for about 45 days.
Yeah, they say, oh, it's good for 6 months.
If I'm not up and down a lot, it might work for 60 days, but it never goes for the whole 90. Like right now, my foot is so bad,
I just think it's all about this.
Right.
That's what it's all about. Because they said to me, well, you have a copay of $900 and you have a deductible with your medical insurance of $4,000. And I said, listen, bill me, because we have a secondary thing. It's called Nonstop Health. I don't know if you know about it, Dave, but here in New York, that they allow you $8,000 a year to, instead of you paying out of your pocket, they bill you. You give them this credit card number, and they pay the bill. Before,
I'm not worried about it, because you know what I learned about New York, Greg? Like, I had to go to the hospital for, I don't remember what it was for. I cut my finger. When I cut my finger, and I got this little goldfish smiley face in my finger from the stitches because they didn't stitch it up right. That was like $1,200. And I got the bill for it, and I'm like, are you freaking serious? $1,200 for 4 stitches. And they didn't even do a good job doing it. I can't even play guitar anymore. And I was like, well, that's really bad. And I found out, of course, I had to do a lot of research on it, but I found out if I want to give them $10 a month,
there's nothing they can do.
as long as I'm paying something on the bill, they have to
Yep.
accept it. If they ever say we're not going to accept that $10 payment anymore, okay, great. I don't owe you another dime.
Yep.
That's one thing New
You
York
can-
State did right.
Yep. You can pay them $1 a week or a month, and
Yep.
if they refuse it, you don't owe them a penny.
Yep. The minute
Yep.
they refuse it,
Yep.
the minute they refuse it, you're scot free.
That's why a lot of the
New York State did right.
that's why a lot of the companies, the healthcare companies, they'll work with you. They'll say, okay, we'll give you financial assistance,
Right.
to where they can get you down, and then you could pay them a little bit more. And I like UHS. I worked for them. My wife worked for them, and my mother-in-law retired from there. And
I get these bills from U.S. Acute Care claiming that this is how much you owe on your doctor's bill. And every time I look at it, I'm like, yeah, that's not what the doctor bill it is. It's never the same amount. Right now, they're saying it's like $293 I owe on a bill. No, I've been paying it down a little bit here, a little bit there, and I know I owe them $150. But they want me to settle out to do this. Oh, you can do this payment plan, and we'll let you only pay $183. Well, if I just keep paying it off the way I'm paying it off, I only owe 150. What the hell good is your deal? You know,
Yeah.
you want more.
Yeah, you know, the one good thing about with the new credit thing is medical bills can't go on your credit report anymore.
Yeah, I seen
No.
that there too.
Unless you don't pay on it.
No, they
No.
cannot go on your credit report ever again.
Really? I
Yeah.
thought it
Yeah,
was-
that was the law. Trump got that law passed,
Yeah.
and I think it was February of this year. The medical bills. Why do you think you probably, if you owed a medical bill, you get calls all the time?
Yeah.
It's just like it used to be back in the day. They used to call you all the time because they can't put it on your credit report anymore.
He did that, and then too also your rent. If you're paying rent, the rent payment goes towards your credit report too.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
I know they were trying to do utilities and stuff as long as you stayed positive with the utility companies.
Yeah.
They were.
Utilities, your doctor bills, your rent, all that stuff can be, because when Leah and I bought this house, she had zero credit.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, have you ever paid your doctor bills? And she's like, yeah, I always pay my doctor bills. All right, well, can you prove it? And she's like, well, yeah. And they're like, well, do you ever pay any utilities? And she says, I pay all of our utilities. Even though they're in my name, she pays them. And they're like, okay, great. Well, what about rent? And she's like, yeah, I always pay half of the rent. And they were like, well, shit, you got a really good credit score. Right now, her credit score is better than mine.
Well, when y'all were down here, my credit score was 0.
In 2019, she started with 0. Her credit score now is well over, I think it's like 810 or something like that.
Well,
850 is perfect.
Well,
Mine's only 793.
well,
They're just playing this game all my life.
my nephew checked mine the other day because I got a credit card, and so I'm trying to save up to actually buy a piece of property or even maybe buy this place. But it's when y'all were down here 0, now it's 680 something.
Yeah.
In order to buy property, I don't know about West Virginia, but in New York, in order to buy property, you have to be at least 685.
Yeah. Which
A what?
In New York, you have to be 685 for the credit.
You could do it at 600 with 20% down.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do it at 600 with 20% down. Let me
Yeah.
tell you, I've been to. I mean, Gina's my second marriage, and my first marriage destroyed my credit. I mean, I had a 199 or whatever it was, and
No, that's a good credit score. Well, back then, the high was 200.
Yeah.
and now it's like 558.
Yeah.
And
Really?
because
So
they can't put your medical bills on your credit anymore.
Right.
And that's what was killing me, because back then I took Xanax for bad anxiety, and I finally got off of it, you know, when I moved back up here and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
but I mean, I still take Zoloft, but it works. I take it at night. So, but
I'll tell you, Greg. Back when I was younger, I had a lawn maintenance business, and we were doing 175 lawns a week. My dad laughed about it. Oh, every time it rains, you guys don't have to work. Yeah, but every time it's not raining, we're working way past dark.
yeah,
And he laughed about it, and he says, you can't make money mowing lawns. Well, I was making more money than he was after all expenses and stuff. And he was like the city code enforcement officer and the city plumbing inspector. I was making more money than he was. And I was like, yeah, you can't make money doing that. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever, Dad. Well, back in those days, I had my son born in 1990, and I found a guy that wanted to buy my business. And he was a truck driver. He had zero credit.
Yeah.
He bought his house with cash. He bought his truck with cash. He bought his tractor trailer with cash. Everything he did, he always did with cash. He never used credit for anything. And when it came time to go to the bank to get the loan for my business, after I introduced him to all my customers and said, well, this guy's going to be taking over, blah, 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 I mean, he's got good money and his money looks good. He went to the bank and the bank said, absolutely not. You don't have any credit.
Well, that's what I was running to, because I'm 54 years old. Never had a credit card, never had a loan or anything, and so
You're a late bloomer. I started my first credit. I got my first credit at a music store when I was 7 years old on my $2 a week allowance.
well, around here back then, I had it. It was called a line of credit. I go to the hardware store or lumber store or something. It was a line of credit, which that don't count as
Nope.
that.
Nope, because it was in store credit.
And so that's why up until about a month and a half ago, I never had a credit card. Actually, I just made the first payment on it.
The best thing to do to build your credit, and my wife's stepmom told me, actually taught me this,
Yeah.
and she says what you do is take your credit card, put gas, if you drive, put gas in your vehicle, like $25, $50 now,
Right.
and then pay it off, and don't use it.
No,
Well,
nope, that's wrong. That's wrong. You don't want to pay it off. You don't want to pay it off.
What?
You have to prove to the credit card company that you're actually going to let them make some money.
But I have a couple family relatives that are bankers.
Yeah.
And they told me, it's like, well, make a purchase. Don't pay the minimum. Pay a little bit more.
Pay more, but don't pay it off.
What they're looking for is a pattern of you paying your bills.
Yep. Exactly.
And if you just pay it off, it doesn't
They don't
build
make
your
money.
credit.
Yeah, but if you charge,
as good as it is, would be if you're paying more than the minimum payment each month, because
yeah, but if you got,
they're looking for that history of you making bills.
Let me give you the explanation that I gave to Leah that helped her get her situation where it's at now. You go to Capital One, which is the easiest card to get. You get a credit card. You go out and you just buy something with it. Doesn't matter what you buy, you just buy something with it.
Right.
You pay more than a minimum payment, but you don't pay the full payment. Because
Exactly.
The credit card company has to see we have a potential of making some money. Because if you pay it all off every month, like American Express said, well, we want you to pay us back every month at the end of the month. Well, that's a bad business design because they don't make any money by doing that.
Yeah.
Because you have the 30-day grace period. So you pay some of it, but you don't pay all of it. So the credit card company looks at it and says, okay, we have a chance of the more this person spends, the more we have a chance to make, and we're going to let this go and it builds your credit. If you pay it off every month, like you spend $50 and at the end of the month you pay $50, that credit card company is going to say, well, shit, you didn't need the credit card, so we're going to drop you.
Yeah.
And your credit.
Let me tell you, I have Capital One, and my wife has it, and we've had them for a while. I even have a checking account with Capital One. They're not like that.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
See, I got Chase.
I'm going to tell you right now, they want to. The only thing they care about, because they know people are going to default at some point.
That's what it is.
They want to make sure that you're able to pay your bill, because if you miss one payment, that's where they make their money.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yes, they do. Yeah.
And
Or
Capital One, even the guy I talked to on the phone, he said to me, what you want to do, he says, I can tell you miss payments and we'll make money. But he said, I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah.
He says, what I want you to do is every month, make sure you use it.
Right.
Because if you don't, then that's when they're going to close your account.
Right.
Every month, use it, spend whatever you want,
Mhm.
and by the end of the month, when it's bill time, pay it. If you can pay it off, pay it off. Then they could see that secures them with you as an account holder. That
Right.
way,
You're
They know.
you're making a payment every month.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That way they know you're going to make your payments. You're not going to do. And
Right.
If you can pay off
Kevin.
the whole amount, if you can pay off the whole amount after carrying over some balance for a couple months, and then you just come in and pay the whole balance off,
Yeah.
that's when they
Let me-
raise your credit limit, because now they know you're capable of doing it.
Right.
right.
If you don't do that ever, and you just always have a running balance,
Yeah.
you're going to say, okay, well, we're going to keep you limited to your $500 or $1,000 or whatever you got,
Yeah.
because you don't believe you could ever pay us more than that. So we're not going to give you the opportunity to spend more than that.
Right.
Right.
Well, what I did with mine, of course, Drake is my adopted nephew, and his sister is my adopted niece and stuff. I found out that they don't have a computer in their house or anything, and he's a computer whiz. He's doing everything for me. So I bought a pretty decent laptop
Yeah.
and gifted it to them.
Oh, that's cool.
So that way they'd have something there. Of course, and they got a couple other. Well, they got 2 more brothers, which I haven't met yet. So, but that at least that helps them out.
Yeah.
I didn't need it, but
But then in the long run, the way you look at it, in the long run, it's going to help you out. Because
it
you
helps
went
me
from
out.
a 0 now to
Now the
6 something or 5 something or whatever it was.
685,
Yeah. See?
and
So- And
but it's
800 used to be the best credit score you can have.
Right.
800.
right.
Now, you know what they call average? 650 and lower
Yeah.
is now average.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
And
I'm not I'm not
you
even going to start looking. Well, the big thing to me is that it helped the kids out, because
Yeah.
I'm all about
Yep.
the kids.
Yep.
But still, yet it's built my credit up to time, and it usually takes about a year to build really good credit.
Yeah, of not missing payments.
Not
'Cause as
missing
soon as you
payments
miss that
and
payment,
because we went through that with my ex. That's how we bought the house together, even though
Yeah.
I was financing it. But since she had 3 kids, I said, well, you're going to need is either build my credit up or build her credit up. And she had 3 kids. So I said, we was looking to buy a house. I said, well, we'll build yours, because you're going to need a good car too. So that's going to be another payment.
Yeah.
So me being me, I said, don't worry about my credit. We're going to build your credit up. Me making the payments, and for credit card, my house payments and everything. And then as soon as we bought the house together, it's a
Now, you see, one thing that I see a lot of people making the mistake of, my old landlord was phenomenal on this one. He did it every year. He would go out and take a second mortgage on the house to pay the taxes. Well, then they get their taxes back every year, and they'd pay most of that back taxes off.
Yeah.
The loan. And then the next year, they wouldn't have any money left over from the taxes that they got back. And they got a lot back because they have a handicapped daughter and they're both retired.
Yeah.
And they got a lot of money back. And instead of saving for their taxes, they'd spend it. And then they'd have to go back to the bank and take out another second mortgage again. And it just kept compounding. When they got the house that they live in, they got it for free. It was just like a heritage foundation type thing, you know?
Yeah.
They just inherited this property. They owe more on that property than they ever would have paid for to buy it.
Well,
Because they
my,
keep going. They keep
My
going.
uncle owned an accounting firm and a insurance agency, and a lot of friends of mine had to own businesses. He was their accountant, and but he always told them, because they had loans on their business, stuff like that. And they always told them the very worst thing that you could do would be to pay off the loan on the business, because that
Yeah.
throws you into a different tax bracket.
It
Yeah.
does. It does. And the reason why is because when you owe money against the property, you can pay off the mortgage payments, you can pay off your insurances,
Yeah.
and everything is being an expense. The minute you pay the minute you pay that business off, you can't charge off any of that anymore,
Right,
because you don't have a mortgage insurance and you don't have this and you don't have that.
right.
That's
It's all
the one
counted
thing.
as profit, so you got to pay taxes on profit.
When you switch to total profit rather than total loss or medium loss, what happens is the government says, okay, your tax bracket just went from maybe a 25% to about a 45%.
Right,
So what money you could have saved by not paying it off, you're losing by paying an extra taxes on.
yeah,
You know, it's like with that new car we got. I bought the new car out of my pocket. It was just like, okay, I'm going to give you $8,000 cash down, and I want this new car, and I'm writing it off as a business expense.
right,
If I write off the $306 a month cash payments that I pay on that car, and the insurance doesn't count, it's only the car maintenance and gas. If I do that, then I'm only going to get about a $500 a month cash back on it. Okay. If I write off the mileage, that's like 70 cents a gallon now.
Yeah.
That car gets 43 miles per gallon. I'm better off writing off the mileage rather than writing off the actual cost of the car and all that other bullcrap that goes along with it.
right. And before the car is paid off, get another car.
Well, yep, that's what I was told. Actually, what I was told, which would be a big tax break if I wanted to do it, would be buy a really big truck.
Yeah,
I run garden seeds kind of loud. Hey, Brenda's in the house. Hi, Brenda.
Hey,
Yes.
Brenda, talk
Okay.
about her. She shows up. How you doing, sister?
They told me buy a truck that weighs 6,500 pounds or more, and you can write the whole truck off in 1 year. And I'm like, the cost of the truck. And I'm like, no, it's better off like doing it over a 5-year period. What do they call that? Depreciation.
Yeah,
You do like a 5-year depreciation on a vehicle. And what happens is you start out with this value of the vehicle, and then at the end of the 5 years, you paid the vehicle off, and then the vehicle's worth X number of dollars or whatever.
Right.
And if I buy a 6,500 pound truck, I can write the whole price of the truck off first year. And I'm like, but I don't want to.
right.
I
Well,
don't want
that's why corporate has corporate vehicles.
Hey, Brenda.
to lease them. That's why they lease them.
Yeah,
They lease a lot of vehicles for corporate because the lease is 100% write off.
right. Exactly.
And the insurance for a lease vehicle is 100% write off.
Yeah.
You just gotta be careful with the vehicles that weigh over that weight, because
Yeah,
I was looking.
your CDL.
Yeah, I was looking to get one of those high roof, the new Ford Transit high roof vans.
Yep.
They don't classify those as a cargo van. It's classified as a commercial van. So you have to have commercial insurance. You have to have, if you finance it, you have to pay basically 50% of whatever the value is down on that vehicle if you finance it. And you have to have commercial insurance, I think I already said.
Right.
And you have to put commercial plates on it. And if it goes over 26,000 1 pound, you have to have a Class C license to
Right.
drive that truck.
Now, with that, if it's your personal vehicle, do you still have to put on it not for hire?
No, you
If
just have
it-
to not, you just have to not have any advertising on it.
Right.
If
Well,
you
you
advertise
can-
on it, that means you are for hire.
They do have them to where they are passenger vans, and you
Right.
don't. You just can't have anything on it.
Yeah.
Right.
But if as soon as you put even your name on that truck, it's considered a commercial vehicle.
Yeah,
Right.
because then you are for hire. I
Yep.
told Wiley that over there at our mountain home. He's got my advertisement on the back of his dump trailer.
Yeah, but that's the trailer though.
That's the
That's
trailer.
not his truck.
And it's not advertising his services, it's advertising my seats.
Right.
So that's just he's advertising for me. I'm giving him money for it, or helping him do stuff for it. So it's
Right.
not like a one deal done. He's just doing it for me, and I'm leaving it alone. But in the same respect, if you put something on his truck that said that he's willing to haul like your camper, or he's
Yeah.
willing to like haul this dump trailer to take you gravel, or go clear your land, or stump grind, or
Right.
anything for you like that, the minute he does that, he has to put a DOT number on the side of his truck.
Right. You got to have an MMC number
Yeah.
or an MC number and a DOT number.
Yeah.
Still, when he hauls that hay, remember when he was hauling that hay for the fire, the people that were affected by the fires?
Yep.
Down south, they're not going to bother you too much. Up here, if you did that, you will
you
get
get
pulled
pulled.
into a weigh station, and you better have logs. You better have an MC number, and you better have a DOT number. If you don't, they will put you out of service to where you can't move.
North Carolina,
Or you
North
have to have
Carolina would do
something.
that too.
Yep. Yeah.
I've been in that situation.
Or,
I've driven through North Carolina.
Yeah.
or you have to have a farm plate. If you have a farm plate, they can't touch you.
Well,
No.
but
But you can't go
you're
a
only
certain
allowed
radius.
certain mileage.
Right. I
on-
think it's
on your home.
160 air miles. It's 160 air miles. You cannot
Yep.
legally. Well, I shouldn't say that because there is a company here in this area where they haul seed and stuff. It can't be they can go out of their state, but they cannot haul for somebody else. It
Yeah.
has to be for that farm. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the only way a farm plate you can drive out of state with. Same thing with tow truck companies.
Yeah.
Here in where I live,
New York.
there's a dealer, a dealer that has tow trucks too that he hauls cars and stuff with. He got pulled over at the weigh station on the New York Pennsylvania line on 81. He got pulled in there, and they wrote him tickets because he was not registered with those tow trucks to go out of the state. Yeah. And so he had to get a med card and a commercial Class C license in order to do that. If you're in your own state, that's different.
Yeah.
Especially up here.
I worked for a little hot shot delivery service for that.
Yep.
And we had a F-350 was the truck that drove. Plus, we had a car for smaller things. But we had a 3-car transporter and a custom gooseneck 30-foot flatbed. Yeah, that we built. And as soon as you cross, of course, North Carolina's. I crossed over into Virginia and then down in North Carolina.
Yeah.
On I-77. And as soon as you go past that last, what's it called? Scales.
Yep. Yeah.
Which we didn't have DOT numbers or anything like that. We just had, or he had not for hire, DOT number not required,
Yeah, yeah.
stuff like that. And even though hauling big things down through there, and every time wasn't required to stop by the scales, but when you go by there in that 350 pulling that trailer and stuff like with a big load, you're guaranteed to get pulled over.
Yep.
within
Well,
that-
now even hot shots have to pull in. They even pull pickup regular 150,
Right.
whatever 1500s pulling
Yeah.
trailers. They make them go in now
really,
because of the size. If your trailer is over, I
it's
think
going
I
by
wanna
gross
say-
weight.
Yeah, but still, if your trailer is over, I think it's 36,000.
Yes, yeah,
And some of those get over 36,000. You have to have paper logs to back you up. If your ELD goes off,
right,
you have to fill a paper log out on even the hot shots.
right.
And it's mandatory for you to do the same brakes and everything as
Right.
a Class A.
Right. But see,
They haven't-
even though we were a hot shot delivery
Yeah.
service, we wasn't a hot shot delivery service. If
Right.
you know what I mean. It's just
Yeah.
it's a phone call. Hey, I need this. 'Cause
Right.
there'd be times I'd have to drive from here, Roanoke, Virginia to the airport, pick up a part, and might be just a little switch.
Yeah.
And deliver it down in Kentucky or Tennessee to a mining corporation because they're shut down
Right.
until they get that. And I'd be on the road nothing 18 to 24 hours would be a typical weekend. And so if they need that part, they're not going to go through a people that would have to go through logs and stop
Yeah.
every few hours.
Right.
They need that part there, and I might get that one run done and get a phone call and have to be down in Louisiana to pick something up, take it somewhere else. So I might spend 2 or 3 days driving straight.
Yeah. Well, something that FedEx, that's why like FedEx, something like that, they want 2 drivers.
Mhm.
So the truck's always moving.
Right.
It's not. My buddy drives for Pam Transport. He actually wanted me to come team up with.
Arkansas, you gotta have 2 drivers.
Yeah.
But with this guy, he run a street rod and custom shop, which is why I ended up working for him. I was looking for a job, and I drove in a 53 Studebaker pickup,
Oh
asking
wow.
if they were hiring. And he said, if you keep that running, you got a job. And then he went back to work in the mines. So I was running street run custom shop by myself, building the cars. And he decided he's going to make a little bit of money because to do hot shot delivery. And also too, he was a U-Haul dealer. So he would mess around with the paperwork. So if we need something a little bit bigger, it was available. And
Yeah.
so he was working a full-time job. I was running the shop, and I was his only driver. So there was a lot of shady stuff.
Yeah. I mean, they're cracking down big time now
Oh, yeah.
on
Rhonda, we'll see you later.
Well, I tell you
when,
what, that was in. I got out of the Navy in '98, so that was about 2000.
yeah, they're cracking. They I mean, you know that show what was it? Where they Shipping Wars or whatever they called it.
Shipping wars.
Yeah,
Yeah, they I was watching that one night, and one of the guys that ran a flatbed or a gooseneck 48-foot trailer
Yeah.
with a Dodge Ram, 3500, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or he got pulled in. They did it at DOT level 1. He got put out of service. He had to drive just the truck to the closest truck stop and pay a trucker that had hours left on his clock
Right.
to drive, go back, get the trailer, and take it to that truck stop.
Right.
Yep.
Well,
I seen that one. I seen that one.
Yep.
I got
And-
pulled. I got pulled over in down North Carolina. Actually, is that no? I got pulled over in Mayberry, North Carolina.
Oh, really?
Exit 1.
Oh,
Mayberry. Hey, Randy, come on out and help me out, brother.
Yeah. And
isn't that Mount Airy now?
yeah, well, that's coming down Mount Airy.
Yeah.
That's and
Yeah, I
that's
used
at
to
the
stay
bottom
at
of the
pilot
mountain.
there.
Yeah, that's exit 1 when you cross over into North Carolina.
Yeah.
And I went past the way station,
Oh.
and they pulled me. And we had just got the trailer, which we had a friend who had a welding shop built the trailer.
Right.
And I was stopping on the way at the truck stops and stuff, buying lights and putting lights onto the trailer as I'm going down the road. And when they pulled me over, the only thing I had left to do to it, and I was going to stop in Whiffle, Virginia, and get a breakaway brake switch and put on. But I didn't make it that far. Well, no, I didn't want to. I was going to. I didn't have the breakaway switch on there, and he shut me down right there. And he said, well, where are you heading to? I said, well, right here. And he said, well, what are you hauling? I said, I'm not sure what it is. A friend of mine asked me if I would take this down to his brother. So I said, yeah, I'll take it down. I'll haul it for you and stuff down there. He's like, and the cop was like, hey, you mean out of goodness of your heart, you're going to do a favor for a friend to take something down to his brother? I was like, yeah. That's how we do things in West Virginia. We do things for people, no charge. He said, well, who's paying for the gas? I am. He said, you mean they're not even paying you gas to do that? I said, no. Because that would be taking money.
Uh-huh.
Now,
And,
Troy sounds like every drug runner going through Arkansas.
Yeah.
You got to ask me.
He said, well, how far you got to go? I said, look, it's only like 2 miles down the road. And the cop, he let me go. He followed me down to where to drop it off. He said, drop it off there, but I'm going to be sitting here, and the guy comes on after me. He's going to be sitting where I'm sitting. If that truck moves without a brake switch on it, you're fine. He said, I can already lock you down for $1,000 fine right now, and take you to jail until somebody brings that $1,000 to pay that fine, plus court costs and everything to get you out of jail.
Yep.
And
Yeah, North Carolina's tough.
oh, they is each discrepancy is $1,000 fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And if you bypass the way station and they get you, they automatically, you would better expect a level 1 inspection.
Oh yeah.
Because, and that's why I mean, when I was driving, I'm like, what are they going to do? Inspect my truck? So if something's wrong and I didn't know about it, I'm not going to lie to the guy and say, oh, yeah, I knew about it. I didn't know about it. I mean,
I do my pre-trip, but when I'm been driving for 8 hours, they tell you, oh, yeah, you got to check your
Bye,
load.
Brenda. Good night.
But, I mean, yeah, the driver is supposed to know what he has on there.
Yeah.
on every trailer.
Yeah. And
Every
even
trailer.
though we had the not for hire signs on there and
Yep.
everything,
Yep.
which has to be a permanent sticker or something on a piece of the body that is not removable.
Right.
Yeah,
And
it can't be a
I've
magnetic
seen a lot of these companies put them on their windows. You can't. They do not want them on the windows.
It can't be on the window. It can't be on
Nope.
a door. It can't be on a
Yep.
fender. It has to be on a permanent part of the body.
Yep.
I always like the ones where you look at the window. It says no cash on board.
Yeah. I'll be
like-
right back. I gotta
No,
take care of
It's
something.
like
I gotta step outside.
Well, when you come back, I got to tell you guys something.
yeah,
You might like it. You might not. I don't know.
that one with no cash on board. That one always had me laughing. It's like, all right, well, you're just driving a regular truck.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't carry cash myself. I carry cards. I don't use cash for nothing hardly. I do carry cash, but not much. Not enough to rob me for by any means.
All the food companies that I drove for, they had them on their trucks. Driver does not carry cash.
Yeah, because they think, well, because you're carrying food, you're probably getting paid in cash. No, grocery stores never paid in cash.
No.
Actually, grocery stores as average never even paid a driver. Period. You're just
Right.
a driver. You bring the groceries, you go back
Yep.
home. You get a bill of lading to take you there. They read it off. They check your inventory, and they say, "Okay, good. Now go back to where you were and get our next load."
Yep.
But people thought that they carried cash all the time. No, truck drivers generally do not carry cash. I got a fleet card in my pocket that I carry for gas. It's like, why would anybody automatically assume that somebody that hauls something or does something would carry cash? Now, one thing I will say I do have, it's on the back window of my truck, it's on the back window of my car, it says mail carrier. Because we run the seed business and we deliver our own mail to the post offices.
Yeah.
That is legal. And it also is an excuse to have the cops not try to pull us over because it's illegal to stop the U.S. mail.
Yeah. It's a federal.
It's a federal offense.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't say we're hauling U.S. mail. It just says mail carrier with a picture of an envelope. And that's all they need to see. And then if they see that, they could pull us over if we were drunk driving or some stupid shit like that,
Yeah.
or speeding. But on an average, the cop will see that sticker in the window and they go, "Yeah, no, not messing with that one."
No. Yeah. Just like the mail trucks that deliver to the local small towns and stuff.
Yeah,
They do not have to go in DOT inspections.
nope.
No.
It just says U.S. mail, and it's on like
Yep.
individual stick-on letters, like normally red and white,
Right.
across
I mean,
the box and across the back of the door.
Yep.
That's all the signage they need.
Yep. They do not have to go into the scales.
And those
Anyway.
drivers will wave to me when they see me. They will wave to me every time because I have a mail carrier symbol in my window.
But go ahead,
UPS,
Greg.
UPS, FedEx, they all wave to me all the time because they recognize the vehicles because they see them all the time.
Yep. Well, anyway, I got. Go ahead.
And it recognizes my truck because there's been so many times where we've had like a local accident where a car would be in like the middle of an intersection and they'd have one car blocking the intersection where people could drive around the right, drive around the left. I would go in there with my truck and I'd light up my light and I'd pull over and I'd block off the way to go around to the right. So they had to use the left lane. And then I'd get out of my truck, put on my fluorescent green jacket, and I'd be directing traffic going, get in the other lane, get in the other lane. The sheriff's department always appreciated it. Because of that, I never had to worry about getting pulled over by them. It's one of them things where if you were nice and help other people will be nice and help you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Anyway, I had purchased a storage unit yesterday. And we've been having a garage sale Friday, Saturday, and we're having one tomorrow because I get the stuff and I sell it.
Right?
Well, I didn't bring them down. I'm in the basement in the office, and I left them upstairs, but because they're in my safe. Anyway, I found a little case like this, and I'm shaking it, and something's moving around inside. I'm like, ooh, maybe I hit the jackpot. Maybe I got some gold or something, you know? You know what they were? A Purple Heart medal
Really?
and another medal that they give to the Army.
Right.
I'll have to take a picture of them, and I'm not selling those. Those are staying in my safe. And
Right.
I thought about trying to find the people, but I says I know for a fact the lady's in prison, and obviously none of the other family wanted the unit. She only owed $100 on the unit.
Really?
I would
Yep.
say look to see if you can find any family members that are like kids.
Nobody wanted anything. Because I always talk to the storage facility about because they contact everybody. They contact family. They contact you.
But Greg,
I mean-
they may not have known what was in it. You know what I'm saying? If there's a kid, okay, the lady's in prison or whatever, that's fine. But if there's a kid, they might want that Purple Heart and stuff to remember Dad by.
Well, I'm gonna tell you because I found I found documentation in paperwork. I
Yeah.
think the children had died because they were in Johns Hopkins, the hospital.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think the lady's two kids may have died, and it caused her to, you know,
End up in prison.
have issues. And I'm saying that nicely because I mean some of the stuff I found in there
Right.
were like needles, drugs, you
All
know.
right, here's another alternative.
So
Go to your local VFW and ask them if you can make a donation.
I talked to my father-in-law. He's a Vietnam vet, and we talked about it, and he's like, honestly, right now, because you can go to pawn shops, you can find them in pawn shops.
Right.
He said, I'm not telling you to sell it. I said, I don't plan on selling it. It's going to stay in my safe. And if something ever happened to me, I'm not a veteran. I never, ever will say I am, and because I'm not.
Right.
I will pass it on down to somebody, and you know they could.
Boy and I are.
Yeah.
I'll take a picture of them and send it to you guys.
Okay.
There's no name on it. I do know the lady's name. Actually, I found two ladies' names in that unit, so I don't know which one it's from. If
Right.
she had, used a different name, I found a lot of sketchy things in that unit. So, I mean, it could have been from her, ex-husband's dad or whatever, because it said, I looked it up and it said that particular, the way that medal was given out to World War II vets, that earned it.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I thought about, well, maybe I get a hold of somebody and mail it somewhere, to like the military or something. Then I said no, because, so, I mean, I talked to my father-in-law about it for a good half an hour. He's like, your best bet is just keep it. They know who you are because the storage facility has to keep a record. And if the lady gets out of prison and she asks him, well, I know it's in there. Can you get a hold of this person and see if they saved it? I found it on a chance.
Right. Here's a thought though. Most local communities, it might be county or where y'all got bigger counties and stuff than I do. We do down here. Do they have like a local military museum?
Yeah. Oh, not Binghamton.
Right.
Not Binghamton.
But or if you get a hold of a smaller museum close
Yeah.
to it, talk to them, see if they'd be interested in it.
Yeah.
Well,
That way they could do something with it. And
my thinking would be VFW, because VFW does create like a little case area in different parts of their posts
yeah,
and celebrate somebody that got that stuff, or the DAV.
Yeah.
I
The
was
DAV is not so much the same as the VFW, but VFW is really good. Also, you could not just the VFW, but what's that other one? The American Legion.
American
Yeah.
Legion one.
American Legion. Go to American Legion. They probably would do something with it too.
Yeah.
Well, that's where the American Legion Post 80 in Binghamton. That's where, remember that flag I got?
Right.
That's where I donated to them, and they put it in the they call it their library.
Right.
It's a room of the building that they put all flags
It's all
that
dedicated. to
family
everything
didn't
military.
want or whatever of the the fallen
Yeah.
soldiers or whatever,
Right.
and they put them in there. And I thought about going back there, but the one guy that I dealt with there and give the flag to, he kind of got in a lot of trouble.
Really.
All right.
For-
Well,
Well, that happens a lot because I was the senior vice commander for VFW in Aiken, South Carolina, and anytime there's money going through people and stuff, there's things happen.
Temptations.
Right.
Yep.
And
But it wasn't money, Troy.
yeah.
Put it this way, he has to register for the rest of his life now when he gets out of jail.
Okay. Okay.
I'm trying to hold it kind of
Yeah,
PG.
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. Well, we know that's not PG rated.
Yeah. Well, not
But
for
they-
him, it's not. But yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I'm,
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, I'll just hold on to him for now and I'll make a decision later on what I want to do.
Who knows? Maybe if the guy really I don't know. The thing is, the lady's name was such and such. I don't know if she was married and that was her marriage name, and maybe her husband died or something, or
Or if it was
I mean-
her grandfather or whatever. You don't
right,
know.
right.
Good.
And I mean, I could look up the name. I know how to do all that. I could look up the name because I did it for my father-in-law on a
Yeah.
friend of his, and
I'm gonna say, Greg, we actually have, Troy and I both probably can do this. We actually have local veterans facilities available to us where we could go in with that and say, can you look this up, find out who he is, where he's from, and everything else. And
Any
give you
VFW can do that.
almost all the details, including when it was given,
yeah,
when it was given, where it was
I
given.
can
when it
go.
was-
There's a way. I can't remember the name of it right now because I found it before for my father-in-law. There's a website you can go on there. Actually, if it did truly come out of World War II, by knowing the lady's last name, I could look on there, get a hold of, the people who had that traveling wall, the Vietnam traveling wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
because they do have the World War II vets on there too.
Right.
The
Yeah.
traveling wall. I mean, I've never been to Washington to see the actual wall,
Yeah.
but I've seen because I did a couple years ago with the Rolling Thunder chapter down in Melbourne, Florida. I did a poker run with them.
Yeah.
Huh?
But I've actually did some work with the guys with the traveling wall.
Oh, okay.
Very, very nice people.
Yeah. Oh, they're awesome.
We put them up, and they put it up at they set it up at our VFW down there, and great folks. Which there's a couple of them. There's just not one traveling wall. There's a couple.
Right.
And
There's a way to search every name that's on the original wall, though.
Yeah,
yes, there is. And
you
You can I forget the name of the website, but it's .gov. You can go to that website and you can just type in the last name, and it'll give you all the first names that followed that same last name, where they were from, and when they served, how they served, and how
their
they died.
unit,
Yeah.
when they died, where they died. Yeah.
See,
it
that's
gives all that.
It gives
that's
you
the
all
thing. I'm in a different county than where I picked up the unit. I picked it up in Elmira.
Yeah,
They're in Chemung County, I think. So, and I don't know if the lady actually lived there or moved there, and you know what I mean? There's a lot of variables that I don't know that I think eventually I'm going to look into it and
Right, I will see if I can find the website where you can go in and just type the name in to find out if they're on the wall.
well, you can go to I think it is the travelingwall.gov.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
that's-
it's the same
Well, no,
names
that's
on the
not
traveling
the-
wall that is on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
There's the original one too, and I don't remember what it's called, but it is a .gov website. We can just type in the name and it'll tell you if that name falls on the website or not. And if it does, it'll tell you, okay, well, this is the area you really, if you were going to do something like a VFW, do it in that area because that would be the one it would be benefiting.
They had
Yeah.
VFW has a larger database
Yeah,
and
Right.
they do.
And actually,
Yeah.
actually, you can go. Mary Pearl. No, not Mary Pearl. Compton. Oh shoot.
Let me see if I can pull something up real quick. I'll still be here. I'm just gonna pop it real quick.
I know.
Isn't there a site that you can go to that tells you who received the Purple Heart in
Yes.
history?
Yes.
Because not everybody gets it. You know what I mean?
Right.
To me, that's an honor. You know, I mean, I know you could buy replicas of them on Amazon for $10.
Yeah.
This is not a replica. Because the replicas are all one color on the little band that connects to the pin.
Right.
This is the purple and white band, and that's the color of the actual Purple Heart that they hand out band. I wish I would have. I'll send you a picture of it, Troy.
Okay.
And,
yeah. Do that, and I'll
yeah.
look. I have some. I have a lady contact in DC, and she's actually she's the
Right.
the
All right, I have it.
she's over the VFW, not VFW, the VA board.
Veteran Affairs.
Yeah, yes, she's
All right, Greg. I
Yeah.
just shared the
but
link.
yeah, but
I just shared the link.
I have her address. Actually,
Okay.
I have her home phone number, but I'm not going to give that out. But because she's
I
also
just shared the link.
she's also my representative for this area.
right.
But
Yeah, I
I just
I
shared the link.
wish
Greg.
he was, because I even contacted the storage facility and told them I found it in there, and they're like, we haven't been able to contact anybody in the family, and the reason I know the lady went to jail is I saw her arrest warrant paperwork in the unit. It was all in there, and there was a death certificate that I did see.
yeah,
For one of the children.
yeah,
That's why I'm saying I don't think she had her. Maybe her. I don't know. Maybe her husband's father had it, or her dad had it, or her grandfather or something. You
Yeah.
know, I don't know. I do know her name, and but other than that, that's about it.
But
I mean, I even got their social security cards were in the unit.
Right. I just shared the
Yeah,
link.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
That one there will tell you every person that's ever received the Purple Heart. And I
Okay.
believe it's a searchable database.
But Greg,
All
I'll send you the information to her office, and even I'll give you her secretary's name and
Yeah.
everything. It at the DC office and the and her West Virginia office too.
All right, yeah,
Anytime if you have anything like that, get a hold of them. And I've worked with them before.
Yeah. I just don't trust any place up here. I know somebody who works for our local VA
We're New
Right.
York.
here in Binghamton. I trust him, but he always tells me try to find another way around it. So but I don't trust certain places because I trusted the post 80 with that flag. The guy said
Right.
it would be into the they called a library
Right.
of all the flags, and then I hear that he did that. I'm.
Right.
I think if you harm a child, you need to be. I'm sorry, I'm not anybody for violence, but if you harm a child, you
Yeah.
have no right to live. In my opinion, in my eyes,
I agree with 100%. Of course, I am all about the kids.
Yeah.
Of course, I lost mine at a young age, so
Yeah. I never.
I do good for friends of mine with kids because I wasn't able to do for mine.
Yeah. I never had children. My stepson and my stepdaughter are my wife's, are Gina's through her previous marriage. So my first wife and I never had kids. And my stepson's actually tomorrow night, his wife, they just got married, is actually going in to have my first grandchild.
Oh, great.
A little girl. So we're all on edge.
Yeah.
Ready to run right to the hospital. So,
Oh, yep.
but
Well, at least you
yeah,
know what sex it is.
At
least you know what sex it is.
Yeah, they've changed their name
Don't
twice.
don't let it change sex halfway through.
No, not with Papa here. She ain't
I'm a
gonna
little
do that.
girl, but I think I'm a little boy when I'm popping out.
No. She will be so spoiled. Listen, my wife goes on Whatnot and buys stuff, right?
Yeah.
When they first told us that they were 9 months ago, they were gonna have the baby, we must have spent almost 10 grand on baby stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I mean, I found new baby items in the storage units. We've got a whole baby room set up in our bedroom upstairs,
Yeah.
and we're the grandparents.
Yeah.
So it's but
Yeah,
I never had this.
Yeah. I just sent out yesterday a package to Faith, Amy's daughter,
Yeah.
for Faith's daughter.
Oh yeah.
Just a little teddy bear and stuff like that because
Yep. And that's what our world needs more of. It doesn't matter your religion, your nationality, doesn't matter who you are.
right.
And that's what our world needs is just a little bit of care for each other.
Right.
And that goes a long way.
And I found out blood does not make family.
No,
No.
absolutely not. I agree with you 100%.
When I call you two brothers, I mean it.
Yeah.
And it's, and as I'm watching, like right now, I'm watching Tara and Jason.
Yeah.
They talk about family,
Yeah.
friends, family.
Right.
If somebody tried harming one of them, I guarantee you, everybody else would be there.
They would have their world handed to them.
Oh,
Yeah. And that's what I told my stepson and his wife. I mean, I'm going to put a video out of where we went for them to get engaged.
Mhm.
And she wanted to make sure the baby had his last name. So they went to a JP. I filmed the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then they got married, and on the 18th we're gonna have a little luncheon with both families.
That's cool.
And so I mean and I told him, I says, I hate to be any guy that tries to break that little girl's heart,
Yeah.
because not only is he gonna have to deal with her dad,
Mhm.
I'm right here next to her.
Yeah.
And I'm not. Go ahead.
It's like David probably understands this, but other than the military, of course, there you have to weed out the bad apples too.
Oh yeah.
The family that we have become on YouTube is the closest thing I've seen since the military family.
Yes.
Hi, Lynn. Hi, Ace.
Hey, my sister Ace. Boot to the butt.
But yeah, I mean, we may not sit there and watch every person's life. Like Lauren and Joel's. Right. I'm usually in bed by the time they come on. Last night when they came on, I was just getting back from picking up that unit, and I stayed outside until midnight.
Yeah.
I'm going through the stuff. And then I went in and went to bed, and I'm like, I'll watch it, afterwards. And I usually do.
I watched Lauren making barbecue sauce yesterday.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that one yet.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I messaged her after that one. I said, I might have to modify that a little bit for things that's here local. Where like she used molasses, I'd have to use sorghum, and
she used Jack Daniels.
If she used Jack Daniels, I'm going to have to use moonshine.
I was going to say, or rum.
Yeah.
You know what I saw in our store up here for the first time? Because I rent my, right now I'm rebuilding my trailer. I'm making it a full enclosed trailer.
Yeah.
And so I rent a U-Haul, and I go to the local store. That way they get the business. And he owns the liquor store.
Yeah.
And I went into the liquor store the other day, and they have sipping cream.
Really?
Yeah, first time I saw it here. And
well,
his
a lot of people up there.
That's the day.
What sipping cream is?
Yeah, it says right on the bottle, flavored moonshine.
Yeah.
And
I got flavored moonshine in my cupboard.
Huh?
I got flavored moonshine in my cupboard. Scotch.
I got a gallon in the fridge.
But is that controlled?
3 different types, which will be turned into vanilla extract.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Hi, Lynn. How are you?
So here, guys, is one thing that I'm working on. I haven't really got too much involved in it yet. But my mom and her caretaker, mom's 90 years old. But my mom and her caretaker said, "Can you make us a cinnamon raisin bread?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah. My bread recipe can be used with any fruit, any seasonings, anything.
Yeah.
It's a good bread recipe." And they're like, "Well, could you make us a good cinnamon raisin bread?" And I want to step you up one even better than that. I'm going to give you rum raisin cinnamon bread.
Yeah. My
I've had
grandmother.
them raisins. I've had them raisins plumping up in rum for about a week on my counter and probably a week and a half in my refrigerator. You cannot smell rum in them.
Yeah.
And it hasn't even baked yet. You know,
Yeah.
when you bake a bread with alcohol on it, it makes the alcohol out. I'm like,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
I'm gonna
it
to them
cooks
raisins.
it off.
I'm gonna have to add some more rum to them raisins because now it just smells like, you know, raisins.
Lynn, I'm glad you're in here. Lynn
Started
from
out with 4.
Farm to Okie. She's a very great person.
Len, I have this thing where it's a bad thing probably. I try to watch everybody that I like, but you're going from Michigan life above the 45th parallel to Wild Bill in Alaska down to Arkansas with Come On and Mike and Lissa and Gary and Melanie and Anthony and Roxanne, and I try to do all of them, Junk to Gems and Mary and Miley and all that. But I'll be honest with you, it's one of these things where I have to start taking a step back because it's sucking up pretty much all of my life.
Yeah, I
You can't watch every channel every time they come out live or on the live or even just putting something out because almost all of them put something out on a daily basis. And then there's other ones I watch as well, like Stud Pack. They're building a freaking beautiful freaking house. And then, Brandon from LOA. I forget what the hell that LOA stands for. But I watch all these different channels, and if I were to spend all of my time just watching all these channels, my life would be buried at this computer watching YouTube all day long, every day, and I can't do that. I'm actually
I just spent the last 2 days watching the Farm to Table show at the Oklahoma Rendezvous. Hang out.
Oh, is that the one Amy was at?
Yeah.
I caught a glimpse of it. I didn't watch the whole thing because
Yeah.
it was on my way out. But anyway,
But I watched them the last 2 days, and then Amy went live right after it tonight for about 30 minutes or so. And so I went straight from there. I went from Farm to Table to Amy to here.
Yeah, well, that's my thing. It's like if I watched everybody and did nothing else but just watched everybody. Of course, Black Sheep Family just came out, or Black Sheep Project, so that's another one that's coming in the mix. If I just did that, I wouldn't get nothing ever done.
Yeah.
I'm working on remodeling my kitchen. This is actually a pretty funny story. I found this stuff that's called selenite stone or something like that. It's part of the quartz family anyway. And I priced it out at Home Depot. It'd be $1,417 for me to get a countertop made. And I'm like, all right, great, but I wanted to redo the cabinets too. To do an island that would be like 42 inches wide by 7 feet long. So basically, you get a 24-inch cabinet on one side, an 18-inch cabinet on the other side, and then the top overhangs it by 1.5 inches on each side, and then a little bit longer than what's already existing. I found the stone, and I priced it out, and I'm like, all right, that's $1,417. Now, how much is it going to cost me to buy these cabinets? Because I want everything to be soft closed drawers, soft closed doors.
Right. Yeah.
The one side is going to be a cabinet with a drawer on top, and then 2 drawers built inside the cabinet for like pots and pans, so you can pull it out, take out what you need, shove the drawer back in, and then close the cabinet. Well, that one cabinet, 24 inches wide by 24 inches deep, is almost $400. And I'm like, yeah, that's not going to work for me. I told Leah, I says, that countertop's going to be expensive as hell. But that cabinet's not going to work for me because I need those and then I need more because it's going to be a lot of cabinets. I went to Vivor and I ordered what they call the pull-out trash drawer, which is a soft close drawer, and it fits within a cabinet of a certain size. And I can add that to the cabinets I've got because the countertop's going to be bigger. But then I got to get all the cabinets to go along the backside too. And I was like, man, we're talking $4,000 just to build this island. I went to Lowe's yesterday and I went to the guys and I was like, all right, I need to ask you questions. They sell Pro Panel, which is a cabinet grade plywood. It's like an 8-layer plywood, 3/4 inch thick. I said, what's the price of these panels? It turned out to be $62.
Yep.
And I'm like, I got a wood shop. I can't use it, but I got a wood shop. There's no reason why I can't build these cabinets myself and just order all the hardware to be, soft closing doors and soft closing drawers. It turns out that I was able to go to Temu and buy soft closing door hinges. We got like 50 of them for $38 from Temu. From Vivor, I was able to get the trash drawer with the 2 trash cans and the soft close. That just means I just got to build the cabinets. And I'm like, I can do that. But the problem is in my wood shop, I can't do it because I got so much other shit in there. I called a guy last night that lives down the road from me. And I was like, hey, I got a contractor's wheelbarrow. It sits on my tree line. The tub has got a crack in it, so it can't hold water. And the tires leak air, but it's got brand new metal handles on it and everything. But if you want it, come get it. But I've also got some other stuff in the wood shop I want to get rid of. This kid likes having bonfires. And it's almost all hardwood. And he's like, all right. So they came out today. And he's like, well, I'm interested in this Texture 111 you got sitting on the porch. I would like 4 sheets of it. And I was like, no. If you take one, you take all of them. I don't want them. That was to do the face of my house. And I'm not using it anymore. I'm going to do something different. And he's like, oh, cool. Okay, great. 8 sheets. Done. That's expensive stuff.
Uh-huh.
Here's your price for this. You take all that out, and then you come back in with your truck, and you take out all this extra wood I got in the wood shop, so I can clean out the area I need to build these cabinets. And you have to use your truck to go down to Lowe's and bring me back what I want. I want 2 24-inch by 8-foot countertops that are a chevron pattern. It's really pretty. I can glue them together and make one big 4-foot piece, 8 by 8 foot, and then cut it down on the sides to bring it down the size I want. So I want that, and I want about 6 of these panels that are $62 a piece. And he's like, all right, yeah, I can do that. I said, but you need to get that dollar value up high. Again, this is where you fall in with your credit. I need to get that dollar value up high enough so I get 24 months of 0 interest. So now I'm going to buy the drawer glides from Lowe's because it's cheaper than Temu, believe it or not. Well, it's not cheaper, but it's only like $2 more. Okay, well, every cabinet will have 6 drawer glides in it, so that's 3 sets. So that's like $65 per cabinet just for the drawer slides, plus the handles for the drawer, the handles for the doors, all that stuff. We're gonna pick it all up in one fell swoop. That way, it's all on a 24-month fucking interest-free, kind of loan. I'm looking forward to it. I was gonna paint all the bottom cabinets gray. I already bought the paint. I got them all ready to go. No, but nope, I'm replacing them. I'm not repainting anything now.
Yep. Lynn, we're just glad to have you here. But David, I tell you what, if you're welcome to it. If you want to come down and do it, I've got all the tools. There's probably about 3 to 4 sheets of the cabinet grade plywood and stuff in there, plus all the lumber material and everything to make the all the braces and everything. I have in storage If you want to come down, get all that out of storage, bring it down here in my garage. You're welcome to it, and you can build all the cabinets you want.
Troy, I would love to do that.
I just
but
I just don't have the hardware.
I would love to do that, but my truck still sits in the garage and the motor still sits on a pallet.
Oh man.
So until that happens, I'm relying on this other guy that's my neighbor to have his truck available.
Well, you could always rent a U-Haul. Come down.
Yeah, imagine that.
That'd give you a ride and something to haul it back on.
You know
Yeah,
how
and
hard,
also break your bank too.
Yeah.
Troy, do you know how hard it is to get a U-Haul out of New York right now? We're almost like,
They're all leaving New York. They're not.
yeah, we're almost like California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to go to West Virginia to get a U-Haul to bring to New York to come back to West Virginia.
And
but you would have a good time.
Yeah, I would. And if I did that,
And
I'd just drive
it'd be
my
the
car down there.
fall. It'd be the fall of the year. It's the best time to come to West Virginia.
If I did that, I'd drive my car down there, rent the U-Haul down there, load it up, bring it back to New York, unload it, drive the U-Haul back down there, get back in my car, and drive back again afterwards. So I'd have to be there for,
No. You got a U-Haul. Just get a trailer. Haul the car back.
no, I ain't doing that. I can't do that locally. We don't have that shit, man. Our U-Hauls are like California. We don't have them.
Well, you drive the car down here, get the U-Haul here when you're ready to go back, and the car transporter, and back up.
Yeah, that'd be too much work.
Hey, I'll work it out for you, brother. I'll set it up.
U-Hauls are too expensive.
They are.
They are.
I work for you. Yeah.
They
Now it's $1.09 a mile.
That's where they get you. They get you on the mileage.
Yep.
The trucks are cheap.
Yep.
Mileage is what kicks you.
Because I wanted to rent one.
The mileage
to go
is cool.
I wanted to rent one to go 200 miles, and it would have cost me almost $500.
Yeah.
And I said no. So now I use my minivan.
You know, while I was working for you all, we had there was 2 times that people came in and rented trucks. One time they rented a truck, went down in the coal fields, stole a bunch of coal.
Wow.
Loaded it on the truck and everything, and then took off and everything. They unloaded the coal and then they dumped the truck. All right, that was one time. The second time, they came in and rented a U-Haul truck, went down to Myrtle Beach, broke into a Harley Davidson dealership, and stole a bunch of Harley motorcycles.
Wow.
And then dumped the truck. The police from both states, they called up each time and said, "Do you have any information on the people that rented this truck?" And I said, "Well, what do you want?" I got all their driver's license, their information, their home address, and everything.
Yep.
And the people were so stupid that they didn't realize that they were traced right back to them so easily.
Yep. Unless they had somebody else rent that truck for them and they told them, well, we need it to run and get this. Then they can't.
Then too, well, you always had to show your ID.
Yep.
Your driver's license. And that better be that person that's standing in front of me.
Right.
And like if you said that they had somebody else rent it, like now that person is being investigated and charged for burglary and everything. How long do you think it's going to take them to turn the
not long at all.
Yeah.
Not long at all.
Yeah.
Well, Troy, see, one thing for me is that if I didn't have such a small car,
Yeah.
I'd have something I could put a trailer hitch on. Then I could
Yeah.
just go down to like Tractor Supply and I could rent their trailer for $20 a day. Then
Yeah.
take that down and load up and then bring it back. That would be fine.
Yeah.
'Cause I
Well,
don't-
you know, and the thing about that is, I got a trailer sitting out here too. So
yeah,
you-
but
that
I'd
you would be welcome to use.
have to have a trailer hitch that can use the 2-inch ball for the rental.
Yeah.
And I drive a Hyundai Elantra.
And I would not.
I
I would not.
put a hitch on that car. I don't care.
Well, I tell you, I would not pull any type of trailer very far behind that car.
Well, I could put an 1.25 reese hitch on the back of it.
And
use it for
maybe
like
a lawnmower trailer.
Not even a lawnmower, but just the trailer that you put a lawnmower on, maybe.
Yeah.
The problem with that is I had a Mitsubishi. I don't remember what it was, but it was a Mitsubishi that had the trailer hitch on it, and
Yeah.
I hooked up to a motorboat, and I was taking it home, and we hit a dip in the road, and all the bottom panels on that car fell off.
No. Yeah.
And
Well,
I was like, well, I'm glad my brother-in-law was following me home because he took me over to buy the boat, and he was going to follow me back because I couldn't guarantee the trailer light stored. And he ended up stopping and picking up all the body panels, but they were all scruffed up from road rage.
Yeah.
And I had to go in and sand them all down, repaint them, and then drill them back onto the car and try to make them look like they belonged. And it was a pain in my butt.
Yeah.
All for a boat that wasn't worth even going to get.
yeah. Well, y'all know my truck and trailer setup.
Speaking of for boats that we're worth going to get, if anybody wants a 69 Penyan inboard outboard runabout, I've got one in my yard that I will let go very, very cheap. Actually, I would let that boat go for just a 22-foot pontoon boat trailer.
Yeah. What? How far are you from the what's it? Niagara Falls.
Oh, he's
a long ways.
Is it?
he's about 4 hours,
Oh
Yeah.
crap. I
4.5 hours.
Because
You know where Greg lives, right? Troy?
who?
You know where Greg lives, right?
I think right by you. I think it's right close to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
about a
got-
half hour, 45 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the reason I said that, I know a girl. She's 10 miles north of Niagara Falls in Canada.
if
that
you
might-
leave,
Well, you know Tasha Lynn, don't you? She lives up that way.
I
yeah,
should.
she's up by
I know
Rochester.
the name, but I can't place it.
What is her screen name? Tasha Dober or something like that?
Tasha Dauber, yeah.
Dober.
I
Dauber.
I don't think so.
And it's something to do with a horse farm, but I don't remember what the name of the horse farm was.
Yeah.
She was actually supposed to join us last weekend, but I couldn't come on last weekend, so she didn't join us.
Oh,
I don't know why. I do know why. I had so much stuff going on, it wasn't funny. But if you go to like what is it, Waverly, Pennsylvania, Greg?
Waverly, PA is down 81.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go to Waverly, PA, we're probably within an hour from there.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know where Scranton, Pennsylvania is?
Yes. Yeah.
We're an hour north of Scranton.
Okay.
Well, he's an hour north. I'm about an hour 20 minutes.
Well, if you drive 20 miles an hour,
Now,
I'm 40.
the way I drive, I'm about probably 22 minutes away.
Yeah. I'm 37 minutes from Scranton.
Okay.
Because
I
live.
actually have a good friend of mine who was actually my first friend I made when I joined the Navy, and back in met him in 91, and we actually ended up in stationed together on two separate ships, but we still stay close friends up to this day.
All right. Well, that's good. That's good. That's a hard thing to do.
Yeah,
To be honest with you, most of the people I was in the army with, the only one I stayed close to was my lieutenant. And that was because we went to school together.
Yeah.
And when I got out, I don't know what he's doing now. I'm sure he's still in because he was a career boy.
yeah,
You know? I didn't want to do career.
yeah. But I still keep close contact with some of our friends from from the Navy days, and which still friends with the we were a Marine Corps Force Recon that was attached to that ship. Of course, that was back during Somalia and Bosnia, and we went through all that together. And some of the guys I was in the Army with, and of course the National Guard, which a lot of them are here from my hometown, so, and local areas. So
See, like I say, I was a payroll guy. I was a 71 Lima 10.
yeah,
I was a payroll guy. So a lot of guys remember me because
yeah.
they wouldn't have paid without me being there.
Well,
But
that's some of the best people. You always got close to the medics, the cooks, and the
Yeah.
payroll guys.
yeah, if you don't get along with those three, you got a rough life.
You do. Which payroll ain't payroll S2?
We were. I was a specialist
Yeah,
in
But
headquarters command.
right. But S2 is considered the
Yeah, we were section S2.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
We were section S2 for headquarters.
Yeah, actually had a good friend of mine then, which saved my tail, because after I got after they told me that I had 3 months to retire when my enlistment ran out, and so I was going to have to re-enlist for another 3 months, and they said no, you can't do that. We're not going to let you do that because you got medevaced out too many times and you're a risk. Well, a lot of my paperwork and everything, medical wise, disappeared. And my buddy in S2, who it went through, found my paper and pulled it out of the trash can and stuck it in his pocket. And then he came to me, he said, "Here, I think you need to hold on to these papers," which was all my medevac paperwork. Stuff.
Yeah, one of our biggest jobs in S2 is to be able to go through and just say, okay, if you're in like National Guard or Army Reserves,
Yeah.
were you actually there for the time that you're claiming to get paid for?
Yeah.
If you were
on a SR, it's not SR-22, a Title 10.
if you were there for the time you want to get paid for, that's fine. We instantly get a check.
Yeah.
But my problem was there was a lot of them that were not there, and their commanders were saying, "No, they're here. Well, wait a minute. You're supposed to be combat ready reserves, and if you've got 14 people that aren't there, and you're claiming them that they're there, but you can't prove that they're there." I'm writing letters going, "Oh, you're not combat ready."
No, you got to go down to the start at the Title 10 orders for that person and then build from there. Because the Title 10 orders is what classify you as active duty.
Well, the thing for like the combat ready reserves,
Yeah,
and for National Guard was you were required to be there so many times
yes,
in order to get a paycheck. And if 14 people are missing, but somehow through the paperwork it says, oh no, those 14 people are there. Well, we had ways to find out are they there or not.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
was their job? What was their job? If their job says they have to create paperwork and there's no paperwork being created, we know they're not there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so it was a pretty easy balance on it.
Yeah.
But Combat Ready Reserve was the one that really blew me away because they would say, "Oh no, everybody's here, but yeah, but this person's not doing nothing. This person's not doing nothing. How can you prove they're there?" And they couldn't do it. So I'd have to send letters out to the commanders, and they'd be like, yeah, no, that person wasn't here. Okay, great. Well, this person said they were. I'm not going to argue between you. You guys figure it out on your own. But what I will say is that person's not getting paid until he can prove that he was actually there. And if your unit isn't combat ready, then we're not putting you on the combat ready reserves list.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
everybody-
yeah. I had a division that got busted for that big time.
Everybody got a cut and pay because you weren't combat ready.
Right.
You had to be combat ready at all times.
Yeah. They were claiming 100% ready, and come to find out they were less than 73%.
And that happened a lot.
Yeah.
That happened a lot. Now my unit, because we were headquarters,
Right.
we were combat ready, but we weren't combat approved.
Right. And then they look at once the personnel, then they look at the equipment. If your equipment is combat ready, and
Right.
that's a big snowball falling down a hill.
Yep. And another one was, did you do your range time this year?
Yeah.
That was an annual thing. You had to do your range time.
Yeah.
You had to be at your unit doing what you're supposed to be doing at your unit. You had to do your range time to prove that you're ready, but you also had to prove that your gear was available.
Yeah. Which was another thing.
The headquarters, our gear always was, because our duffel bags with our M16 A1s and everything were always stored right in the garage, right there on the premises,
Yeah.
right next to a deuce and a half.
Yeah.
But we weren't combat certified.
Mhm.
If something went down where our whole unit had to pick up and go somewhere else, it would be okay. A forward base Marine unit would go in and secure the area, and we would go to that area, and then our own personal security would go in and take over the outside area of that base, while
Yeah.
everybody else is in there setting it up. I was part of the security detail on that.
Right.
But once the base got set up, security detail was so lax it wasn't funny.
Well, I was part of the headquarters too. And for us, it was headquarters that got busted down,
Right?
and because it wasn't up to par. And when we got activated in 2003, we were part. I think it was. I forget how many different states. It was the biggest National Guard that the entire brigade was 100% National Guard sent to a combat zone since World War II.
Right.
Um,
All right, gentlemen, I don't mean to cut you guys out, but Mama's, I can hear her walking up there. I got to get up at 5, so.
Yeah, well, I got to get out of here too because we've been on a little bit longer than an hour.
Yeah, probably about a little bit longer than an hour, like 2 3/4.
But guys, I love y'all to death. Y'all are my
Yeah,
brothers.
love you guys too.
And
And just let me know if you guys want to do it again.
we definitely will do it again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
One
we'll
way
wait.
or another.
I think we'll wait for a couple of weeks and then we'll do it again because it doesn't make sense to do it every week.
Yeah.
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 And then we'll pull back in. Everybody that's watching, we had 5, now we're down to 4. Everybody's watching. If you like what you're seeing, and it doesn't always go this way. You know what I mean? You never know what we're going to be talking about. You never know what's going to be going on.
Yeah.
And we just bring random crap in. And tonight was kind of different, but
Yep.
it's always a little different anyway. So if you want to
Yep.
come back and join us in a couple of weeks, watch for the half-ass homestead come up on your timeline or whatever.
Bye,
Yeah.
Ace.
Yeah.
We'll see where we go from there. Hey,
Night.
And we always
good night,
we
guys.
always want to make it to where we're real. We're truly
Yes.
ourselves.
Yeah.
That's why we hide nothing from anybody.
Yeah.
And we do our best not to let Greg fall asleep in his corner.
I'm over here yawning. I'm like, I'm trying to hide it. And
Yeah.
I know you weren't hiding it very well. No, we seen it.
that medicine, man.
That's right. Hey, I had one live one night that was there was Brett from Butt Nugget Homestead and Jesus, we mentioned her name just a little while ago. Natasha Lynn. We were 5 hours
Yeah.
and Brett fell asleep and it was funnier than crap. And everybody kept watching until Brett's wife come over and slapped him beside the head and said, "Get up and shut the damn camera off."
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Natasha, that's the end of the night right there. We're good.
Yeah. But also too, share us out.
Yeah.
Share it out. You said, get the word out, and
And Troy, I will work on that music for you for your diorama.
okay. Well, you seen
And I'll-
us. You know the thing.
I've got some ideas wrote down beside me on a pad, and all I gotta do is just type that in, and I'll be able to get some. I'll get something. What do you
All right,
want?
brother.
You want like bluegrass because you're in West Virginia?
Well, yeah, kind of a bluegrassy folk type deal.
Yeah. I'll get it for you.
And I'll get you guys those pictures. I'll send you those pictures
Please
as soon as I
do.
get upstairs. Yeah, as soon as I get upstairs, I'll take them.
All right. But anyway, I'm going to drop off here. Y'all
All right,
take
me
care.
too. We'll
Love it,
see you
man.
guys later.
Everybody have a good night. We'll catch you on the next one.